Ah, yes, once again, the Houston Outlaws get dragged out to face the Los Angeles Gladiators, who sort of look around them and go, right, who do we have basically nailed down? Who do we feel most confident about getting over here? And Unta made it very clear last time the Gladiators played the Outlaws. He said, I mean, we think you guys are the minnows here, the weakest by far. We want you to face us again, Max. Their opponents today, the Los Angeles Gladiators, who've said that their capstone, their defining achievement so far in the league, outside of obviously winning the kickoff clash, as being the most flexible roster. And Matt, it's kind of hard to argue with that, especially how Patiphan very quickly got fast-tracked into, you know, a top DPS after a little slow of a start in that kickoff clash. Now, there's no doubters left for him.
Yeah, and you can see the Gladiators just they're having a little bit of a laugh here. It looked like, Kepster threatening to throw a mouse across the room at Pelican. Pelican was a little bit shook. He started to laugh, but
he didn't flip him off. I'm certain of that. There's no way.
No, he would never.
If you saw some of the supplementary content, both these teams say that sort of Pelican and Kepster respectively are like the biggest pranksters on their roster.
Which you wouldn't guess. Like with Pelican, absolutely.
A little caught out of the moment. He's going to have to use the Meteor Strike as well. Great timing from Funny Astro. Hit the sound barrier just in the nick of time. And here's Patiphan with the overclock.
Yeah, the Transcendence is there, but that overclock will connect with a headshot and take a player out. But still the Gladiators in control.
Oh, you're kidding!
Oh, I was going to say it looked like it's going to flip, but a 360 shot there from Patiphan also takes out Dante.
Reiner goes overhead. Good sound barrier timing from Funny Astro. Just quickly enough so that Reiner survives and now can get out with a Meteor Strike. Pelican is brought down by a railgun, and Kev's just been mostly undeterred for much of this fight. Again, very defensive zoning here with that disruptor shot, but has enough time at least for Dante to get rid of Shoot. Kepster being harassed by the Doomfist there. Patiphan, that's a crucial kill. He has a Doom in his face, man. And he gets both of them at 20? Unreal.
He's not going to live for long, though, and Pelican's going to get a nano on the way in.
Tracer nanoed here. Pelican only has a few seconds to make this work. Reiner's going to be topped up, though, and Pelican has to recall here. Another disruptor shot thrown down by Merit to create a little bit of that space. But it's the Gladiators holding the point right now, and Iris is down. Pelican is too late to save his Ana, and now he might be in trouble himself. Kevster wants to try and control that mega health pack. He picks it up, and Reiner's going to back away here. Power block gives enough time for Shu to top him up, and it's all the Gladiators here. They'll be looking just to finish the job now, and Lijiang Tower goes away the purple. Yes. Don't go too far, everybody. This is far from done. We'll see what the Outlaws have for their map pick.
As a Winston with just bubble against the type of damage, especially with the Discord Orb in the mix that the Outlaws are putting out. Now Reiner falls there. Patiphan's going to get Merit, and you're going to have Reiner coming back off spawn. You're going to have a nano boost here, so this could be pretty good for the Gladiators.
And that's an argument.
Yeah, I mean, you may think that the Echo is really good against the Winston to be able to like burn him down with the focusing beam, also being able to get in, put pressure on the supports. You know, you do have to be careful of Kevster though, because he can start to run crazy a bit.
Pulse from Kevster. Speaking of which, no connection there, but Patiphan opened up the account, found that railgun kill. Piggy slept, that's big, and Scooter's going to be able to walk away from this one. Oh, he just kicked the man! Inhumane treatment of the angry Simeon. And yet the Gladiators, they move off the cart to do this.
And Piggy had ended up using his Primal Rage there. I don't know whether it got off or whether he was like biotic grenaded, didn't get like any of the effects of the heal, but man, that is brutal, especially at this last time where you can stall and the Gladiator's going to come up on 4 ultimates.
Or, yeah, he could have bioed. It could have been that when you nano someone right and there's that sort of window where it has to connect. I'm not really sure. Either way, he's lost that key ultimate, Matthew. Well spotted. Reiner has a primal though. Merit back towards the cart now as he's just caught in the sights of Reiner. Now with one swipe, that'll be another elimination for the Winston. Very clean stuff from the Gladiators here. The Winston comp from start to finish, looking stellar.
I'd also
often why we saw that picked early in the kickoff clash on a lot of those Doomfist maps, but Reiner can still do a lot of work, and this is what Patiphan does, and I wanted to bring this up the start of the round. It seems like a matter of time in so many of these fights, Matt, when Patiphan's on Sojourn, that he just manufactures a pit. Whether it's on attack and it gives him a point, or on defense here, or it just buys like an extra 30 to 40 seconds.
I think the Outlaws trying to play for this left building, but it's going to be Patty again, getting the kill on a Pelican.
I know, I get it. For some frustration maybe as well. Piggy's already so far forward that he can't get out. Not expecting, obviously, them to lose their echo here. So to a degree, the Outlaws, you know, commit, give up a decent amount of ult percentage here, and sort of have to back away.
But even if you did get behind enemy lines, like
Another,
where they are,
that's
yeah, I mean, there's
unreal.
nothing. There's not really a lot you can do from that position with the heroes you have.
I mean, that's a great point. The Sigma's supposed to be reactive against the dive. You hit him with an accretion, right, while he's power blocking or something. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, he's bouncing in his bloody chair. I haven't seen that dab since I was 18. What is going on? Rid of the Doomfist now, and the Outlaws are sailing towards home here as we're in overtime. But they're getting happy with the completion one way or another. Patiphan tries to coach guard himself away from trouble, but that'll be that. And at least the Outlaws get a map completion here. And don't forget, the Glads took their sweet time getting that first capture here with that sort of Winston comp that was waiting for a Patiphan pick, so there's potential for a draw. Gotta be here we go. Slept immediately though is gonna be Reiner. He's on the point at the very least, so we can guarantee some form of overtime, but the bubble's gone. Can he keep Reiner going? Gravitic Flux that's gonna catch, skewed by the looks of things here, but Reiner goes down to a pulse bomb. Kinetic Grasp from Piggy rather as he eats up that damage and stays alive just long enough as Kempster really trying to outfox him here. But real credit to the Outlaws, they play this the right way, and this time they're not dealing with early picks from Patiphan. It's a draw on Midtown. They're still behind by a map here, but after the draw, we'll see what map number 3 has in store. This one, I feel like we might have a match here. Reassume the position here. Obviously, this is a nice little turnaround for Reiner here. Again, the fight really gets opened up. Piggy blows himself up with those hyperspheres, and yeah, I mean, yeah, listen, trash talk in and out of game. We got this in wide as well. Thank you so much for that. I don't think the pulses have... Yeah, I mean, it's been tough for Kempster, I think, to get value out of those so far, but getting Piggy, yeah, that's the jackpot here for sure.
Yeah, he's off to the side of his own. There's no support help at all.
Yeah, none whatsoever. Again, tough to do much about the pulse here. Takes so much damage initially. Transcendence is ornamental from Lastro there. Buys a bit of time, crucially. 10 seconds left in the round now. You can see Arnt's moving up. He knows he has a bob. If he can send this into spawn, it's going to be very, very hard to deal with. Oh, he's got to let it go now. He doesn't have any time. He gets brought down by Iris. Good awareness from the Ana there, and it's Reiner. Not able to touch. Unfortunate for the Gladiators. They cannot complete. Okay, the Nanoboot's got nothing, unfortunately, for the Outlaws and their fans, and this could be nasty. Kempster descends. Going to be a Transcendence in play here. Pulse Bomb thrown down. Kempster again a little wayward with those today. Bob's going to be a bit of a nuisance right now, and you can see that, yeah, Skew trying to make sure everybody's topped up in this fight. Disastrous for the Outlaws as the 4-alarm fire begins to klaxon. There's 20 seconds left in the round, and Pelican has a play to make, but he's already been sniffed out.
Yeah, they know exactly where he's at. So he's going to get a stick. I mean, that could be huge. Let's see, you know, coming back. You have everybody marching on back here for the Outlaws. It'll be Lasher over to the break here.
You're not going to primal this. Oh, that's naughty. That's naughty! Yep, that'll be that. The Houston Outlaws tantalizingly close to evening the series.
Everything can't be a C9.
No, yeah, well, I mean...
Gladiators in C9 now.
Depends who you ask. That's just not possible. So, yeah, that's a curious one, Matt. We'll wait and see what the map selection is going to be here from the Outlaws. Their last chance to pick a map, so it better be a good one. Playing inside that tube right here, and Skew's playing underneath, sort of away from them a little bit more there. So I like the initial setup for Los Angeles here. Patiphan now is in a pretty powerful spot, as you can see. Merit cannot do that on the Ashe. Patiphan stamping his dominance here.
He couldn't do it on the Sojourn either. I mean, you kind of just strafe into the line of fire of a fully charged rail shot, and they really don't make it a difficult shot for Patty to hit. No, he's gonna hit shots like that all day.
So, you know, Scoot can play these kind of long-range angles, these kind of risky ones, and no, he takes a hit, he just backs away, and he's... Oh, what is that? Patiphan with open arms. Gives Pelican the kind of bear hug he'd rather avoid. And this is leisurely for the Gladiators now.
There goes Pelican.
I mean, Scoot is... Okay, dude. Why is he there? Who knows? Doesn't matter. This is about to get out of hand. I mean, what a way to dispatch your foe by full clearing them in the last map of the series. That's starting to look like a bit more of a distinct possibility now. Overclock for Patiphan. He's got that tack shooter flick, Matt. Beware. Iris down to that headshot here, and I don't hate that from Dante, but it's still not enough to put actual pressure on Patty as the bot will continue its inexorable advance, and Merritt's questioning whether he really wants to contest it. I don't blame the guy, honestly. Last three gets rid of Reiner here, and again, it's going to be a war of attrition, and the Gladiators are winning out in 127 meters and counting. Dante hit with a biotic grenade. He's done here, and Pelican won't be able to hang around for too much longer either. Oh my, that was a stinker!
That is an absolutely brutal way to lose, though. The Gladiators get control of the push bot and march him all the way down, completing the map, and I believe the Outlaws finished with 0 meters of progress.
Yep.
Just not.
Someone. 나이스. 하나 와. 나이스. Nice.
Welcome to Game Break, everybody. I'm here joined now by Reiner from Los Angeles Gladiators. Reiner, congratulations on the win. Now, a good start for the tournament for the Gladiators, and I do want to ask, was there anything, I don't know if you watched the Houston match yesterday, I'm assuming you did? Yeah, maybe not. But I mean, was there anything you learned from that match that sort of helped you get the win today?
Well, we obviously went over in review, right? But the only thing I really remember is Piggy playing Ryan, and I heard that, I kind of just stopped paying attention. So, I mean, it's typical Houston. Dante in, they play Doom. Piggy in, they play mediocre gameplay.
Typical Houston mediocre gameplay. All right, and I also want to ask, because I don't know if this is true, but I remember seeing you today. I mean, Gladiators playing the Wrecking Ball dive competition. I don't think we saw a lot of that throughout the regular season. Was that something you guys specifically came up with for the Houston play, or was that just on the fly?
Well, I might be banned from playing ball in officials, so that was an in-game swap where the coaches are muted, they can't say nothing. I'm like the team captain, but other players can't say nothing, so in-game audible worked out pretty good.
I mean, it was great. I don't think it was pretty good. It was really good. You really popped off on that Wrecking Ball, so I'm really excited to see more of that. And also, lastly, I don't know if you know, but I remember Avril, one of our casters, tweeting saying that Fate from Shanghai Dragons actually wanted to meet you guys, and specifically you, Reiner, because he really wants to see how good you are. What are your thoughts on the Shanghai Dragons, and if you have any message for Fate, please go ahead.
Well, I'm really excited to play against Shanghai. Obviously, they won Overwatch League last year, but I wouldn't necessarily say it counted because I wasn't in the league yet. So it's kind of a Mickey Mouse championship. But I do have something to say to Fate, and he said it. He's excited to see how good I am, but I'm excited to see how bad he is.
I like that answer, right? And with that, I'm going to wrap up this interview. Reiner, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Danny.
Rest of the action here today. We'll be your ushers. Please take your seats and let battle commence once more. It's going to be the Hangzhou Spark going up against the LA Gladiators to see who is going to be moving forward.
Officially in the top 6 now with our upper bracket teams here. These are the top 4 as well. Still a couple lives to play through, but my goodness, we're finally getting into what I truly believe is this is top tier NA versus top tier APAC. It's not going to be Seoul Dynasty, but I think Hangzhou Spark, the way they defeated Seoul just not even that long ago, the 3-0 anyway, this is looking like one of the top teams now. So pink versus purple, this is going to be epic.
It absolutely could be. We'll have to see what happens once we get in
lineup. So we have the opening compositions as well. Which I'll go through very briefly. I don't know if anyone caught that, but it was going to be, the main difference is going to be Burner on the ball versus Reiner on the Doom. So
Patty building up for a rail. Looking for a decent enough target. Trying to swing around the corner, and there you go. He finds Shy, catches him completely off guard. Irony as well, going to be taken down. Shu ends up getting traded. Bernard picking that one up, trying to keep the Hangzhou Spark in the fight, but with Super Rich out, there's no supports here for the side of the Hangzhou Spark. Gonna have to concede this as the cap is there and Gladiators are starting to tick up.
I believe they did get one trade in there with Shu going down, but otherwise Gladiators with their presence already being on the cap, looking at a very fast pick and instantly on the second fight. Shy responds to Patty.
Yeah, the rail not quite connecting, but still does a good amount of damage there on to Skewed, and Alpha Yeet manages to get on top of him. They find the kill, they answer back. Shu falling lower and lower. The Immortality field already burned and cleaned up. It's a quick little turnaround here for the side of the Hangzhou Spark. 32% set up for the Gladiators as they take control.
No Super Rich there, Brilliant Sleep coming through, or just, you know, maybe a stun or something. He went down in either case, and well, Burnout, low HP, also can't really go in there. It's Shy once again, though, opening things up on the rail, get onto Patty.
He's the one who's walking into the point first before pretty much anybody else, and he finds his eliminations. Dive into the back there, strike from Reiner. Looking to take this a little bit more aggressively. Seismic Slam gives him a little bit of green HP. Overclock now out though. And Reiner ends up diving into the minefield. Nicely set up there from Bernard. They get the punish, they get the kill onto the enemy tank. Patiphan managing to find Alfie. Bernard taken down by a pulse. Definitely still fightable here for the side of the Gladiators. They look to maintain control, but the Spark have cleared them off the point. Just enough to be able to get that flip back into their favor. A little bit of fire there from the side of Irony, going lower and lower down to about half HP. The rally coming. Oh, dude! Rich, however, helping to keep alive. It's Shy once more, finds Patiphan in the head. The rail accuracy from Shy continuing to look utterly phenomenal. Gets that punish, and the Spark will be able to win out the extended fight. Pulse bomb held by both of the Tracers. We'll see if they can find any primary targets. Trying to open things up, but Reiner now stuck in the corner. The Immortality field going to be cleared out. He tries to make his exit. The healing comes in. He will be able to stay alive for a little bit longer. Pulse bomb goes out, gets the stick, I believe, in a Skewed shield, so it doesn't find an elimination, but as they push up onto the high ground, Shy helps set up the kill on a Shu. They find the kill. Patiphan going to be taken down as well. A 2-for-1 now for the side of the Hangzhou Spark as they look to close this out, and it's looking damn good for him. Alpha Yeet finds one. The breaks both gone on either side, but the OT bleeds away. They manage to get a touch back through for just a brief moment, but Reiner cannot stay here. He puts the fists up, trying to buy some space. Kevster dashes out. Overtime starts plummeting once more. Now the Transcendence pop by Irony. Just trying to keep everybody else alive. Pull back away from the point.
5v5 again.
At the moment, the minefield's going to be dropped in, as you say, 5v5, but it's quickly taken right back into the hands of the Hangzhou Spark in their favor. The minefield clears out one. Shy gets Shu. And there you go. The OT bleeds away at long last. 172% as Spark will take Garden. Kevster staying safe, looking for another target. Bob going to be opened up from Shy. Best that goes right over towards the Gladiators' entry point to the site, but he is now going to be taken down. Alfie gone as well. Stick comes through, Super Rich out of there. Gladiators look like they're going to be able to retake this before the Spark can even tie up the percentage. Bernard is the last one standing, but with the Discord Orb, not long for this world, gets cleaned up. And they're 5% shy of tying it up as the Gladiators regain control.
Yeah, they really need Nano here as well if they can. You actually have Kevster on the flank coming through, so that's a play that is unaccounted for the Hangzhou Spark. One Transcendence to try and block out as much as possible. Patty has to be the one to end this one, the overclock.
There it is, and he instantly finds Alpha Yeet. Great headshot off the rip. Super Rich as well, dangerously low. Hovering up above the point for the moment. Shy taking a body shot as well. Bernard comes crashing through. The flip is there, however. Gladiators manage to take this from right out beneath the Spark. Bernard left the point, just a little bit too much elevation, trying to keep it contested. Now they had to flip it back into the favor as we go into double overtime. Shots coming through, Bernard falling lower and lower. The Transcendence is in response. Irony just trying to keep them topped up. The nade comes down over on the stairwell. Pulse pump from Kevster, not gonna find a damn thing. Alpha Yeet still holding on to one of his own. Skew taken out. Shy traded a 1-for-1 so far. Support for a DPS. Alpha Yeet can still be a bit of an X factor here for the side of the Spark as the OT bleeds down. They manage to touch back through, keep it contested. The pile driver from Bernard finds Skew. The supports are now out of the fight. Irony gonna be taken down, but doesn't matter. We'll have to just wait and see. The Super Rich is still here. Reiner moves up. The top side of the point, falling lower and lower, goes to the Mega Pack, the health pack. It's not there though. Falls lower, and there's the pulse bomb stick. Alpha takes him down. The flip is there, and the Hangzhou Spark will claim the round. They'll claim the map. Oasis is there as a 1-0 start. Slim margins for the victory here for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, but a 2-0 on Oasis nonetheless. Gladiators now will have a map pick once more. Like I said, people are picking Oasis and they're not winning on it, Avril. Hangzhou Spark managed to take it away from them, but now for Hybrid, Gladiators will have their map selection once more. We'll see where they want to take us and whether or not they can get a win on it when we come back from the break. Trying to answer back with a little bit of damage, but has to land, go into the window. Try to stay a little bit safer here.
It's taking a while to get the dive in.
That it is. They're trying to get the pincer maneuver there onto him. Ryder joining in as well. Still haven't quite been able to find him. The 1-for-1 as Shy goes down, but Shu gets traded. That's going to be the Nano potentially out of the fight, and now both supports are gone. LBE finding that kill, finding Reiner. Bernard will go down. LBE hitting the ground. The pulse bomb stick is good.
Oh,
Gladiators
the
now
dude!
turn the sides over, but yeah, the duplicate comes in. LBE, he gets a copy. He takes out Patiphan. He managed to stay in it, and that shut down everything from the side of the Gladiators. That was their moment, their chance to be able to get in onto the point, and it completely gets reversed. Fantastic play from LBE.
Yeah, he dodges the pulse bomb using the iframes from the dude. Let's take a look at that again. Boom! He has milliseconds of time to react to that one, and then he outplays Patiphan as well. What an absolute god in the flex DPS. And Super Rich and Irony both died. Irony maybe threatened to pull out the Transcendence, doesn't even do it. They'll have to do it now, though.
And the window is up. Patiphan nearly getting a double there. It looked like he was going to have the collapse. Does not. Instead just gets Super Rich. Gladiators finally able to occupy the point after some good initial kills, and Skew will go ahead and swat the fly. So with LBE out of the sky,
they got it.
What do you do? We often joke.
Free pushing.
It's not throwable. There's the dash forward. Shy going to be taking down the pulse bomb, looking great. Patty as well, going to be getting Super Rich with the overclock. Drops down, rotates, wraps around behind him. He's just looking for a target. Won't be able to find one until LB shows his head right here. Managed to dash away for a brief moment, but Kevster gets on top of him. And yeah, it's a nice stagger. Reiner as well, narrowly surviving, means that Shu is going to be able to build up towards that next Nano.
Well, look at this. The Paler is nearly at the finish line now, so you actually need to see Spark go. They had opportunities to start a fight. This was so slow. The tempo is off on the Hangzhou Spark. Finally, the Transcendence comes in through. They'll barely touch.
Answering overclock. Anti was there for just a moment. Shy does stay safe. They push him back down here into the underpass. Bernard leading the charge. Goes crashing through. Payload! Takes him a little bit lower, and as you say, the payload, it is crested over the finish line of point B. So a bump up at the time bank, and now the forward spawns to the side of the Gladiators. Hangzhou Spark, they're looking for some eliminations, but it's just kind of putting them in a bad spot. Bernard just having a wet noodle fight with Reiner, but oh boy, tragedy has struck. Maybe we'll get a replay of it as well. I believe it was probably Kevster able to go ahead and drag that one across point B, but Patty already finding two. LV and Bernard both going to be taken down. It's the sights of the Super Rich, who's got a shield bash away. Shy will level the playing field just a little bit, but now he's stuck in the corner. The nade there, the headshots fly in. Patiphan really starting to come into his own. It was a bit of a rocky start for him, but looking a hell of a lot better in the latter half of this map.
So the LA Gladiators here, building nanos until towards the back. Really effective. Kevster also on the Genji here, so no Tracer. But their dive potential is really strong with the Genji too.
Well, Shu, headshot. Big opening kill. It's Patty trying to stay safe. The roll through, he's looking for the pile driver. He makes it around the corner. Does keep himself protected for a little bit longer, but Bernard inevitably does manage to get on top of the enemy Sojourn. Finds that kill. A couple openings here, but LB going to be traded as well. Yeah, it's just a bloody mess. It's skewed. Finds the second one. Both DPS rather going to be taken down by him. Reiner here in the stairwell, duking it out. Skewed arrives. Makes it a bit of an unfair fight. They find the elimination. They will hold firmly. No ticks given up. Half the time bank getting ready to be drained down. Hangzhou Spark first ult coming online. The pulse bomb's there. Oh,
what is that?
Oh my goodness! Right between the legs, gets skewed.
Disgusting.
Mid-air. Great stick from LPE. And that's going to be the break open. They make their way over to the point, and also allows for Irony to try to catch up to that set his charge. Irony's dead though.
Okay, that's going to be a decent pick coming through from Glads. I mean, they can come back in now. They have Nano. They're about to have the Transcendence as well, but you're right. This is a spawn cap coming in.
He's trying to. He's looking for the elimination. It takes him low, but
Shoes here.
He lobs in the nade. He gets that healing buff. He manages to keep Skewed alive. They can't force the Transcendence either.
No ticks?
Now he's out of there. No ticks established. Kevster's dead, but with Bernard this disconnected from the team, they can't really play off the back of this pick. Now Kevster's respawned. He's coming back into the fight.
And that was a perfect reset from Glads. They still have 5 ultimates, by the way. They haven't had to spend anything. That should have been the camp from Spark. They got skewed down. They nearly had a successful spawn camp as well, but again, they can't translate into anything useful. With that pick coming through, Spark have to reset, and this is disastrous for the Spark because economically, again, Glads are massively in the lead. Spark, despite Shy and Alpha getting these kills, they're just not able to find any success.
Trying his luck once more. Bernard goes forward. The minefield coming down, but he knocks Shu away from it rather than into it, so he can't find any kills. Kevster gonna be shut down. No kills to be found with the Dragon Blade. Skewed falling. It's gonna be a 2 for 3. Hangzhou Spark winning out as Patty waits.
Patient
at the ready. Tries to send it through, tries to get a headshot. He cannot, but Hangzhou Spark still taking their damn time, getting their way over onto the point. Nade comes down, that'll zone them back for the moment. The overclock, he's gonna slide forward, look for an elimination, but the rails do not connect. First tick, finally gonna be grabbed. Reiner nearby, skewed, Transcendence in his pocket. Ready to use it to escort them forward should they feel that the fight is winnable. Shu now going to be taken down. Alpha gets him with the pulse bomb. A major pickup, but can they win out this point in this fight? Dive in, Reiner down to a sliver. Healing going his way. They managed to keep him sustained for a little bit longer, but eventually Shy and Bernard have him surrounded. They get the kills, and the cap will be coming through for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, but the time bank is significantly weakened. They have to absolutely pop off during the streets phase if they want to finish the map.
Yeah, economically they look good. Time is such an unfortunate situation for the Spark, so they have to cap here.
They need to cap this, and they need to do it cheaply. Jump forward. Nano out. Bernard gets on top of Shu as well. They find an opening kill. Transcendence now going to be popped. Skewed. Clearing out the minefields. Patiphan around the back. Overclock rolling. He's looking for another target. Pushes up over the top.
Oh, that's so big.
Farewell. Dome's Shy. Now looks for a little bit more. He will get pressured out, however. Super Rich finds that elimination. Irony taken down. Reiner staying alive. Drops down. Just looking for a semi-aggressive meteor strike. Either way, won't be able to connect onto anybody. The touch is there. Alpha Yi forcing out the overtime. Recalls back the pulse bomb. Not going to find an elimination. Now they need Bernard to try to clear this out. Pile driver goes through. Shu going to be taken down. Shy taken out as soon as he pops the overclock as well. And this is looking like a wash. OT bleeds away. The Gladiators with a great defense will be able to take their map pick of Midtown and tie this series up 1-1. So map pick working well for the side of the Gladiators. Now the Hangzhou Spark, they will get a selection of their own as we set our sights over towards Escort. Shy in, could expect maybe something to play a little bit more towards the Widowmaker, potentially draw out on. So we'll have to just wait and see what they land on when we come back.
Will save this payload and this point as well with Heroics on the overclock, and now down to 30 seconds. That's disastrous for the LA Gladiators, but they have another blade coming on through. No real defenses from the Hangzhou Spark, so they need to survive against Kev.
Okay, the blade once more. Sleep Dart goes out. The deflect was used. Kev's they're going to be sniped out of the air. Super Rich taken down. The cart starting to inch forward. Someone's going to contest it, and they do. 2 meters left to go. Gushway going to be antied here for the moment. The Nano comes through. He dives into the back line. Finds Ons, taken out, skewed under a little bit of fire. The support ult's nearly there for the side of the Gladiator. Shu
nearly
now,
primal.
The Nano about to be there. The primal's going to come through. Reiner dives in the back. He manages to find Irony. This time, no Sleep Dart there to try to shut him out of this. Gushway going to be matching with the Discord Orbs. They're just applying so much pressure, and he's got to make his exit without Irony there. The healing is just so very slow and steady from the side of Super Rich, who is now fallen. Skewed, cleaning up some kills. Gets those eliminations through, and they will finally be able to break into point A, get that 2.5-minute time bump. But oh boy, the Hangzhou Spark, they made them dig deep.
I don't know what you think the highest railgun accuracy you've ever seen is, but Shy's on 85. 85%.
That's it.
He's only missing 15%.
It takes the cake. The math checks out. Utterly incredible. The touch is there. They will force out overtime. The Gladiators still now such a significant amount of distance to try to close if they want to get that extra minute and a half. The Hangzhou Spark, the ult economy, is still so damn healthy for them. Skewed holding on to the Transcendence for now. Pulse bomb out from Kevs. They're not going to find a kill. Ons once more under fire. Goes low. Nearly gets eliminated, but will live to fight another day, it would seem.
Shy low.
Shu taken down low. As Alpha trying to track it. Doesn't have a recall available for a couple more seconds. Dips around the corner. Throws out the pulse. It sticks to the wall, and it's not going to get a kill. Irony in the meantime. Eliminated. Reiner finding the pickoff. LP has to make his exit. The jump back over here onto the card. Gushway trying to keep it contested, but again,
kill.
Discord Orbs. The target focusing from Skewed is so good. They find the elimination. 1.35 meters left to go. Now 0.37. They have to keep it contested. But without B dying, they cannot. The Gladiators continue to scrape by and get these caps by the skin of their teeth.
It's going to be the OT push on A, the OT push on B. Reiner staying alive, Gushway going down. Alpha, you missed the pulse bomb, and now the snowball coming through from the LA Gladiators with a few more important kills.
Oh, Irony in a bit of a rough position now. The peel, they're attempting it. They got the Sleep Dart out on the Reiner, the anti-down as well, and Shy will be able to finish him with the rail.
Look at the distance.
Card, however, is free, pushing right now with 30 seconds left to go, and it's nearly at the finish line, but Shy once more, he comes back through, instantly finds 2 kills. The Nano had gone out. Oh, Shy receives one as well. The overclock popped. Spot shoot over here in the flank room. Gets him in the end with the rail. Kevster dead. Gladiators once more suffering heavy losses with just 10 seconds remaining, but they do get such a significant amount of distance here.
Should be able to get a final touch here from Reiner, who nearly has the primal. It's not looking like it should be capable. Shy just destroys him. Mid-air shot as well. Get out of the sturm. Hangzhou Spark. 2 picks ago. Reset the Hangzhou Spark, and that's very important as far as map control goes, because otherwise Spark will look at the snowball.
It was Irony, I believe. Oh, here's the slide forward. Shoot, take it down. Gushway moving in. Rail's now flying, and Hans got nowhere to go but the respawn room. Taken out. Recall used by Kevster, just trying to keep himself protected. Reiner pops the primal, does juggle around Irony quite a bit, and eventually gets the elimination. Now Shy in a rough spot as well. Has a slide out of the corner. He's there, however. Manages to trade it back. Now Kevster going to be taken down. Alfie finding the kill. The pulse bomb let loose. Not going to find a kill. Keeps them at an arm's length, continues to poke and prod forward. Has a good way to try to back him up, but yeah, he built it at the very last second. The Discord arm took him so very low. His smack skewed over towards the cart. That's going to be the Transcendence and the Nano Boost, both used onto the Zenyatta, just so he could try to stay alive. Rejoin over back towards the cart. Reiner falling lower and lower. Pulse bomb from Kevster, not going to find anything.
Watch the bomb.
Anti-nade goes out of the 2. Irony getting chipped away at. Now eliminated. Shu finds that kill, but Reiner and Skewed have both fallen. On's only able to find one. The pod is going to be invested. It goes through, but Super Rich is going to sit in front of it. They focus fire, take out the bomb, clean up the rest. Hans will fall. The cart once more gliding forward. Skewed with a desperate swap over to the Lucio. Just cannot stay in this. And Reiner can't arrive in time with the pile driver. Just too far up into the air. The old Tizzy play from Apex Season 4. And there you have it. Hangzhou Spark will be able to finish the map. They will get the win and move up 2-1. Absolutely incredible play from Shy, from the Hangzhou Spark collectively, because everybody was sharing in that win. Gushway with some fantastic moments as well, but that is the Hangzhou Spark now bringing in this 2-match point with a win. Gladiators have their choice for push. We'll see whether or not they can tie it up once more and give us yet another map 5.
That burnout was there, but you see that, you know, Hangzhou Spark, they're ready for it, obviously, because they spotted him, but Irony even had and instantly Kevster drops on top of Shy with the help of Reiner.
Very nice early kill to kick things off here for the side of the Gladiators and get this bot moving. Irony going to be taken down as well. Lasted a little bit longer than I might have anticipated for Zenyatta, but it does end up falling all the same. Bot is going to be contested for a moment, but they've already gained 10 meters here, and with these kills coming through, they've broken open the map and can now start to get this push going. Looking great so far in the ult economy, really in their favor. Alfie sends out the pulse bomb, the only ult that they did have at their disposal, and it doesn't find any purchase, so no kill. Irony dead, Shy now taken down as well, but they start to answer back. Nanobu's going to be invested on the Kevster.
Light Nano.
Super Rich finds that kill. They'll be able to clean up Bernard as well after he swaps over onto the Zarya.
Make things a bit more difficult for the Spark burner. Now swap off the Zarya back onto the ball.
He got it behind the shield once more, and Irony was tucked in behind him. They both go boom. Big opener here from Kevster, gets himself a 3rd kill in the fight. Why not a 4th? Again,
the key thing here is one death. Hangzhou Spark literally can't die. Not a single member.
I mean, they haven't gotten the checkpoint yet, right? So they still have to wait for that.
They still... Oh, and it's over.
Okay, that should basically be it. Al Shy, he does have his own overclock, puts a chest shot there onto Patiphan. Alfie manages to scoop it. Shy with a headshot. We'll find Shu. Reiner getting super rich, however, as he falls lower and lower, but with no supports now in the fight. This is looking so very hopeless for the side of the Hangzhou Spark, especially with Shy dead. The cleanup comes through. It's all on Alfie. He's got no HP to speak of. And there you go. OT bleeding away. The Gladiators, they will win on Colosseo. They will extend this into a 5th and final map. Not going down without a fight. Hangzhou Spark, they have their pick of the litter, but whether or not it's going to be good enough to deal with the Gladiators after what we just saw, especially from Kevster on this Tracer, this is a scary position to be in. Can they do what the Fusion just did moments before them and win in a map 5? We'll have to see, and we'll see where they take us for our last round of control when we come back from the break. Quite a many of those sticky bombs. They'll stay alive. Shu just rapidly building up towards this Nano. 28% left to go, and the side of the Hangzhou Spark, not much to speak of as far as the ult charge is concerned for their supports. And it's going to be Irony eliminated first and foremost. Shu does get traded out. Super Rich, however, under too much pressure, ends up crumbling. The Gladiators have broken open. They should be able to get this first cap. Down to a wire, a major reversal here from the side of the Hangzhou Spark to get this far. Can they close that out is the question. Alpha Yi. Oh no! Oh! He jumped back, but he has to actually booping him forward, and he can't fly back out of there in time. Ends up going down. It will be a 1-for-1. Shu in his dying breath offering up the nano boost to try to keep his team in this fight. But he has to run to the wall. He's down 4 HP. He still stays alive. He actually gets Irony as well. He's doing such an immense amount of work here. The flip's still not there, however, for the side of the Gladiators. Hangzhou Spark fighting tooth and nail to keep this point occupied to make sure the flip cannot come through. But now Shy is going to be down. That is the delay tactics widely dealt with. Bernard still hovering nearby, but the flip is coming in. Bernard re-arrives, gets back in, keeps it contested, but it's down below half HP. Needs some TLC. They clear the point. That's the Gladiators now in control. Alfie taking down Shu, returning on the Moira, comes up with 2 kills, and it's good enough to get the cap. The first round goes to the Gladiators.
Has the ability to shut down Shy multiple times. Rich says keep play Sombra, I think. Let's take a look at this again. One boop onto Alpha Yi was massive. If Alpha Yi gets to fly out of there as an Echo, that could be game changer because you have the rally available. Hangzhou Spike would have still had 5 players. It would have been big. Funny Astro puts them in the pit.
Well, Reiner answering back saying, "Who are you?" He's on a different team and probably won't play, but either way, he's keeping up the trash talk here.
Where are you?
I mean, Super Rich has widely been absent in these last 2 maps, consistently getting picked off by the likes of Kepster.
And Reiner being able to trade himself. Shu with the opening pick now, though.
Alpha Yi dealt with. Good sniping from Shu. Flip nearly there. Again, Bernard moving forward, keeps the point contested. Recall going to be burned by Shy. Pulse bomb goes out, clips on the Reiner, but it's not going to be enough for a kill. And the Gladiators, they manage to take the point in all the chaos. Pulse bomb at the ready. There's Super Rich stuck once more. And Kevster knocks him right back into obscurity. A great kill. And I can't see it because of the chat. Yeah, he said easy as well. I was going to say his cam was blocking, but now I can see it. Bernard waiting, gets a slight boop there. They're looking for Shu. The sound barrier comes in from Funny Astro. Keeps Sienna alive. Anti out on the Reiner, falls low, pops the primal. The flip getting ready to come through, back over onto the point. So far the recontest has not happened. LP dips in, manages to lock it in. The dupe comes through once more, gonna be over onto the Tracer. The point cleared out, the Gladiators, they step back through, they get the flip. Super Rich now gonna be taken down, Funny Astro breaks it open once more. Shu gonna be eliminated. Funny Astro down to about half HP, continues to get whittled away at the pulse bomb from Shy, not gonna find anything. Zanano is out on the He's looking to clean him up, and Reiner gonna be taken down. Funny Astro now looking to delay as much as he possibly can, stop this flip from coming through. Sticky bombs offered up over to the side, does get kept to the blade, pulled by Patiphan, dashes through, cuts down Bernard, looks for a little bit more. He's gonna get Shy, he gets Super Rich, he gets absolutely everybody. They clear them off the point. The Gladiators will manage to take it. A 2-0 on Ilios, a 3-2 in the series. They stay in the upper bracket.
Pop off there from Patiphan on the Genji towards the end. Their massive celebrations. They know how hard this game was. Spark put up a monstrous performance, but when it comes down to the end, a brilliant Coliseum map leading to an Ilios 2-0. Patiphan with the play of the game selected in the game there as well. A Genji blade to save the day and prevent the 3rd round from being executed by the Hangzhou Spark. Denying that Tracer dupe as well. That could have been everything for the Spark, but it doesn't end up doing much for them. And the LA Gladiators, I think the Funny Astro sub in on maps 4 and 5 was so damn impactful for this team.
Yeah, I can touch. Oh, I'm sleepy, can you help? Yeah, keep sleeping. Go on. I'm coming to I'm coming. Yeah, get hit over. Pointer.
Welcome to Game Break, everybody. I'm here joined now by Patiphan from Los Angeles Gladiators. Patty, what a match. And that last team fight and that clutch moment. Can you just briefly tell us what was going through your head when you were pulling out that Genji blade with Funny Astro by your side?
I mean, yeah, I was betting the entire team. I was betting Shu, betting Reiner, betting everybody. But I wouldn't be able to pull that off against a better team such as Chalk or something. Like, I think it's not me being good. It's just it's a shot. It's just Spark just not that good. Yeah. So if it was any other team, it wouldn't have worked. Like good team, it wouldn't work. But it worked because they're bad. Okay, you guys can fill in the blank. I mean, that was great. About the Spark though, I mean, because they did really give you the run for your money. And were there anything that sort of surprised you going up against the Spark? I mean, that did surprise me from a minor region. You can't. There's no one behind you. Okay. No one behind you. Okay. They're a good team. I'm sorry. Yeah.
They're a good team. Yeah, he was joking. Patty was joking. Was there anything surprising? Like, were there any standout players from the Spark?
I mean, I would like to shout out to Shai. I used to play against him like 4 years ago on World Cup 2018. I was playing against China team and I don't think he improved that much, but he's still a good player. Like he did surprise me. So.
He improved a little bit.
A little bit. Like
a little bit.
I left this game for 2 years and then came back and won him. Like I don't know.
All right, and my final question for you, Patty, is you guys will be going up against the winner of the next match, which is San Francisco Shock versus Shanghai Dragons. Who do you think is going to win?
I think Shock.
Shock?
Because why not? Because Shock is good.
Because Shock is good.
I believe my boy Flopper.
Right, Shock is right there smiling. All right, Patty, that is it for the interview. Thank you so much for your time. And again,
until maybe said that. That's on him. That's on him. That's
all right. Well, you guys take care of that. And while you guys are doing that, Avali, take it away.
I'm weak.
Thank you very much, Danny. What was
back after that short break? This single match stands between either the Glads or the Shock, making it to the Mid-Season Madness finals. The other one will jump down to the losers bracket, where they will have to continue to fight for that place. The Glads and the Shock, well, they've both been exceptional throughout the start of the tournament. Both of them find their way through the upper bracket, and they meet right here in the upper bracket grand finals. And Rose, the Shock still on a massive win streak.
To be able to turn the tide back in their favor. And now Proper has a pulse bomb already ready to go for the back line of the Gladiators.
Ryan's going super low, already used the leap out. There's the stick. Can they heal him up in time? No, they cannot. The Gladiators, however, in all of that commotion, managed to cap the point. Patiphan gets nanoed straight to the back line. Violet in trouble. Double kill for the Genji. He's got Sam in his sights. Takes a couple of sticky bombs. Ends up falling over, but does enough damage to Sam for Kevster to finish off. Gladiators with unreal point control. Shock once again recoiling a little bit and allow Glads to cap midway through that fight. Reiner pops the Primal Rage, now trying to juggle Violet into the rest of his team. A Nano Boost lands on top of him. He ends up jumping straight back in. Can't really get the Primal Blade, but helps Patiphan secure the kill on Violet. Overtime is here, and Shock now pressured to touch the point, but there's almost nobody left. It's only Proper and Mikey who's taking a nap. Proper is 1 HP, struggling to find a health pack to pick up. Wasn't quick enough to get back to the point in time. The Gladiators claim the first round.
Violet this time around is going to be playing the Ana instead of the Brigitte, but it's still a pretty stationary backline when you take a look at things. That's a huge pick.
Not much of a log, maybe a digital log, but it still hit Violet's head and he ends up dying. Good start. Patty finds 2. Gladiator is happy to walk this one home. Maybe Proper comes back with the pulse bomb, but rather unlikely. I think they just want to go again. I mean, you take that 50+%. Okay, well, Vin's trying to kick Patiphan to death, but it ain't going to work out. Sam trying to drill on Patiphan. Patiphan's having none of it. Shu in a little bit of trouble. Can Sam land the shot? It's only a body shot, but no follow-up. Reiner gets the nano, jumps straight to the back line. The Gladiators just rolling the Shock right now. The Glads do end up losing Shu, but they're in control of the point. Reiner just absolutely decimates the Shock, and they claim map number 1. Glad's coach, good map pick. Claps all around. Put him up now. You can see Underface and Smash. Just give him a few words of advice before they go to map number 2. It will be Shock's pick once again. We'll see where they want to go after this break. Maybe they picked that up or they got something else that they're saving.
Yeah.
I think the Shock tweeted out something a little bit earlier on as well. You know, we got a lot of traffic on this side of the break. I mean, look at that. When 2 Chads meet. A little peck on the cheek before you start the game. That's how 2 Chads end up. Okay, there you go. Well, there you go. Okay. Who can crack first? Reiner's already lost.
Oh.
Okay, this is a Peggy 12 stream. Peggy 12 stream, by the way. Okay, he's gonna get it.
Proper's meta, and the pulse bomb will come online very quickly.
Will they expect it? Not sure. Violet's already dead. Proper needs to do something with his pulse, but already hit him with the recall. They do trade 1 for 1 as Skew goes pretty low. He's getting perma-pocketed by Shu right now, who's earned the nano off of all of that damage that Proper's been doing. Skew, DMX, Kaluge, kills Finn.
What?
Easy game. There's the point. The Gladiators end up unlocking the payload.
Violet's actually going to go ahead and play the Batiste. Sam also switching off of the Echo, finding not the right type of value. that we would have hoped to see from those hero picks, and Shock kind of just forced here to stop at the door.
He almost easiest grab of his life there, but Sam just slides out of it. Self-destruct gets launched into the stratosphere, still manages to kill Patiphan. Perma pocket onto Kevster now. He's got no nano, but he's got the blade. 2 kills with 1 slash. Violet does end his life quick, sharp, but the San Francisco Shock will hold. The Skewed, doesn't win that duel versus Finn. The Violet...
Yeah, you can see that Reiner now swapping over to the Doomfist. It's a little bit do or die here for the Gladiators because Shock, they've got snowball tools, and there's really one more fight here that the Shock will need to take in order to win, and that's a pulse bomb!
Patiphan still ends up going down. I thought that sleep was going to run out, and I think the Gladiators thought that as well. The San Francisco Shock again off to a good start. Taking away Patiphan, it's going to put a hindrance in the Gladiator. What do you have? Overclock, Pulse Bomb, Nano Boost coming out for Glaz. They just need to survive before these ults get online. The Transcendence from Finn's going to be good. Kevster jumps in with a Pulse Bomb on the back line, but ends up going, missing. Reiner falls, and the San Francisco Shock are just picking off the Glads one by one before they can get ults up. The Nano comes out, but Kevster can't get the damage done. The focus fire is too good, and the healing's even better from the San Francisco Shock. Even without Violet, you still have Finn alive and well on the point. 2 meters to go for the Shock, and Finn ending Kevster's life. It's only up to Patiphan now. Shu does end up coming back, but it is a very slow, hovering Zen to get there, but it ain't gonna happen. Shock take Eichenwalde and tie the series up. Right, it's Gladiator's turn to pick this time around. Maps are going back so fast. It might be a 5-mapper, Rose, but it might be a quick one if this keeps happening. We'll see where they want to go after this break. Don't go anywhere. Wouldn't mind a Ashe either. What's Finn got to play today?
Come on, Finn. Give us the goods.
Oh.
You can see the flux that Space is going to be getting ready to use. Finn doesn't have the Transcendence quite yet to use that as an insurance policy if the Immortality Field isn't enough, but at this point, I don't know if Space can even use it here. Kevster's down.
Good start for the Shock. Lamp for Shock. Yep, there you go. And Flux doesn't really get anything. The entirety of the Shock around the corner. Overclock coming out through the window. Insta-kill on Shu. And now Arn's in a little bit of trouble. I don't think you win these, but maybe you do. His aim is cracked, but Proper is better. The San Francisco Shock, they got Transcendence, they got the Flux. Kevster has popped the Overclock, but needs to come up massive. He misses one shot, look into the back line, Kilo's there, but finally takes him out with the help of Proper. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. The Flux to send Space's health bar down and out of the mech. Goodbye, Gladiators. The Shock have capped 1 minute and 37 seconds in the time bank.
Double Flux, though.
Flux v Flux. Transcendence available from Finn, but they're going to use that lamp instead. All right. Now, how does Kaluj approach this? It looks like a small 1v1's happening between Kevster and Proper right now, but with the sights, Kilo is providing a lot of pressure on this high ground. Body shot on to Kevster, gets healed straight up, and now a Transcendence. This time to stop Kevster doing a whole bunch of damage from the side. Proper once again, just peeping out of nowhere. Is a triple kill right now. Can he get 4? Can he get 5? Of course he can. Proper with 5 kills. Sojourn was built for Proper. That is who they modeled it after.
I think that Baptiste is great, but the Brigida rally and just being able to fight these close quarters towards this third point, it does prepare you a little bit better.
Christ. That was a good shot. Arn's in such a nice position now. Now the enemy Widowmaker doesn't have to be taken care of. There's a Flux from Kalush. Survived this, and the Glads are good. No, Skewed crumples into a little bit of paper. the San Francisco Shock do have a nice spawn advantage and space being super low with only Shu to heal him up. The San Francisco Shock are now layering on that pressure. That's trying to turn this around with a flux, but the lamp comes out just in time. The Shock are still good, hiding in this small corner, making a two-pronged attack with that window. You look Proper's way or do you look Violet's way? Unfortunately, you're looking at spawn right now. We feel the Glads. Hilo dies once again, but it doesn't matter. Proper is still alive and doing some work.
Ooh. Finds the Widowmaker.
Right, Kevster. Oh, well, Space is now already dead. Okay. San Francisco Shock. Now just have to deal with Kevster. Jumps in the air, takes care of two. Both DPS now dead for the Shock. He's trying to get a couple of collabs while putting himself on the payload. There are 10 seconds to go with Glad still having a Transcendence in their back pocket. He has to use it for Kalush's Flux, but actually they're going to use it early to try and keep themselves in engagement. No damage now for the Glads. They've only got 2 supports left. Skew gets instantly taken care of by Kilo, who jumps back around that corner, and the San Francisco Shock are now a match point. Doing it. What more can you ask for from the DPS line of the San Francisco Shock? They're looking at world class right now and is sitting on match point. One more, and they will be heading to the finals. We'll see you after this break.
I really think so. I mean, they started to look really good. I think people had some questions about this rookie roster, but that bot reaches the checkpoint before anybody from the Gladiators can stop it, and they're just gonna get folded over like dominoes here.
Rhino trying to disrupt Sam, but he's already killed 2. The bot is being contested, but the Gladiators have found themselves back in spawn again. A rather familiar place to be for them currently. The Shock just piling on the pressure. They did end up losing Finn, so they haven't got a lot of healing, but they still gain a lot of free bot push right now. His Gladiators have to come back from the spawn. They're just going to keep the momentum going. I mean, why not? A huge beat from the Shock. Finn wasn't even back in the mix. But the Shock are just pushing on forward. The Gladiators have a whole wealth of ultimates, but Astro doesn't have his beat anymore. Not sure where that went, but the Glads, they got 4 ults. Let's have a look at the small replay. Was that a cancel on the beat? Proper comes in, gets the beat. Astro with 50 HP gets it cancelled by Proper.
Oh, that such a feels bad. That is such a feels bad. You would love to have that ultimate online to be able to deal with anything coming out from the Shock here, even if it's just to make sure that you've got sustain going into the next fight, which they desperately need.
Dude, Proper's just a freak of nature, man. He's just so good on the Tracer. It's the ultimate from Patiphan on the side, but a nice little boop from Violet to keep Patty away from the rest of the team. The Shock aren't moving the bot right now, but they've made significant progress on this map already. 106 meters as the Gladiators finally regain control of the bot, but it has been a Shock game for the last 4 minutes.
Just watch how much value each of them gets when they use any of their ults.
Oh my god!
Oh, here's the 180, okay.
Oh, Kev's is going to feel that tomorrow. Beat for the Glads. Only hits 2. Patiphan and Reiner don't receive that at all. Proper gets headshot by Patiphan, keeps him in the fight and stops that pulse bomb from going off. Astro doing his best to escort Shu around the map, stopping him from getting jumped on and instantly killed. The Gladiators do win that fight, regardless of the 2-man beat. The Shock still trying to set that tempo, but they're burning a lot of time off the bank. The Gladiators have not gained any meterage, and finally now, they're getting a little sample of that. But the Shock are going to come back so fast with Violet on that Lucio.
Yeah, we spent over 2 minutes in the neutral time. I mean, the fact that we're sub 4 minutes now, San Francisco Shock coming back with ults.
Sam through the windows, can't quite find much, and now Ryan is in a whole heap of trouble. Got the Meteor Strike, but he's 1 HP when he comes back down. He's going to have to retreat to the rest of his team. Go straight to the Mega Health Pack. It's good enough for the time being, but now has to follow up on Mikey. An unreal sleep from Shu. He's actually got an nano of his own. Kevster gets a double pulse bomb from somewhere. So much is happening right now, but the Glads are in control, and that's what counts. 50 meters and counting now.
Look at this as well. I think Gladiators have finally found their footing, but I want to take a look at this double pulse from Kevster. You got to stick onto Sam. It looks like... Oh!
Seemed far too
that's unfortunate.
Many of those.
Going back to the neutral now, San Francisco Shock have a little bit of control, but looking for more territory as Kevster's also trying to get after the back line.
Yeah, the pace still a little bit unbelievable from both teams right now. Violet gets stunned by Reiner, pushed into that wall. Nano does so much. If you stun someone and you're nanoed, you almost insta-kill a squishy target. Mikey in a whole lot of trouble, gets antied, had the primal, so he was good for the time. And now the Gladiators trying to gain some meterage. Good kill onto Finn, who's way too far up without the help of Violet. And now Ryan's in a little bit of trouble. Scurries back to the rest of his supports, and they're trying so hard to get this checkpoint. They eventually do it as they kill off Proper.
This is huge, though. I mean, Gladiators have made up for so much lost meterage here. They are almost going to be able to live up to what the Shock have already accomplished on the other side of the map. And they still have ultimates to rotate through in order to match that progress. Kevster up to bat.
Nice beat from the Gladiators. They know they got to win the fight here with 1 minute and 50 seconds to go. Shu puts his name on the board, killing 2 of the Shock. Now the Shock know. The win condition right now is just stopping that bot from going. If they win a fight here, they should be good to play all the way up. And actually, Shu ends up going down. Somehow, Finn manages to get the snipe. Reiner is super low. It's up to Patiphan with the overclock to try and waylay the Shock for some sort of time before their supports end up getting back. But a beat from the Shock surges them forward. Reiner's up in the sky, but he's so low when he comes back down to earth. He does manage to kill Finn, but now Sam is nanoed with the overclock going off. It does end up fading away, but look at that. With 1 minute to go, they've managed to win the fight here. The bot's gonna just travel so fast around these corners rows. The Glads need to come up with something big, otherwise they will be going down to the lower bracket.
We're back in the neutral where we have seen the Gladiators stop for most of this map so far.
Well, Shu's got the nano in a couple of percent. Recall from Kevster. Didn't want to go down to Sam this early. Okay, there's the nano. Reiner trying to get on the back line. He's spotted Finn. Doesn't quite get the punch into the wall. He's just taken so much damage. Every single member of the Shock right now is trying to protect Finn, and they've done so successfully. Sam going pretty low. He is antied, and somehow Reiner gets the last final kill on him. 92 meters and counting. The Gladiators with 20 seconds to go now need to just gain over 10 meters. And they should be good to keep them in the series. A late kill onto Finn is fantastic. Can they get Violet? Not quite, but they're still in this, Rose.
Oh my gosh, and look at this though too. Gladiators, they might be able to go ahead and match that progress.
Nice
Can anybody
punch
get there?
from Reiner. Does send Mikey hurtling backwards. 2 meters to go. The stick from Kevster is good. 1 DPS down now from the Shock. He's got his eyes set on Finn in the backline, who's so pretty low. Violet needs to be able to save him. If Finn falls, they've got so little healing left. Kevster's done the hero play. Violet ends up going down. 2.85 meters to go, and the Gladiators send out a beat to try and make this the final fight. Patiphan is so healthy right now as the Shock are all back in spawn apart from Proper with no recall. It's no problem for the Gladiators. Overtime is here, but the Glads keep them in the series.
What a comeback from the Gladiators. Shock were running away with Coliseo as we kicked it off in those first few minutes, but then finally Gladiators got their act together. It took a little while, but they did get it together, Jaws.
That is the only push map the Shock have lost. Out of the 11 push maps they've played now, it's been a loss twice on Coliseo, and you can see why the Glads wanted to go there. What a godlike turnaround from the Glads. 106 meters the Shock gained on that push.
Yeah.
Some people would have called it, but the Gladiators, no. They hung up that phone. They knew they could come back. It was overtime, but they managed to do it. We're going all the way. Map number 5 right after this break. Sit all the way at the back with his supports, but the Ashe can be dove quite easily. You only have one, well, not anymore. Thank you, Kilo.
Not if you kill the diver first.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this. Gladiators also having a bit of a composition identity crisis. Reiner somehow...
Reiner?
I'm just gonna... And now Reiner's back. Tactical?
He's back. Definitely not tactical. There's the coach cut. Matching Transcendence. Again, the executed dive on the backline of the Glads is successful for Kaluge. A nice nade, but it ain't gonna matter. 82%, 83 build. Now, where are the Glads? The San Francisco Shock have rolled over Los Angeles as they take round number 1. There was no fight for Glads there. They either got picked, Reiner accidentally, yeah, maybe slipping on, I don't know, a bit of wet floor, I suppose, and throwing himself off the map. Unlucky, I guess, but there was no fighting there from the Glads to get a kill, and then the Shock just rolled over the Glads backline.
Yeah,
Okay,
no!
that is so unlucky, actually.
Oh, that's so sad.
All right, Hog.
That was
Pog.
clean. That's not what is happening. It's Hog on both sides.
Yep.
Stop it.
No, this is good. Oh, this is real.
Is it?
Yep. Oh, yeah. Nano really didn't do all of anything there. Long range. How did that hook hit? Well, don't know. Both Hogs are dead, though. Prop has got a pulse bomb, and that's what counts. The San Francisco Shock do end up capping. And the Gladiators are going to have to go again. I wonder if they're going to stop hooking first. Normally, in the Hog duel, if you hook last, you do end up winning. Mr. Bob comes out to play. Kilo with a very clutch Kosh gun does save himself from the Dragons. Kevster lands a pulse onto the Immortality field that time. Violet not quite so lucky to help the rest of his team. Ends up getting taken out. Kills Reiner in the meantime. But the Gladiators seem to want to invest a little bit more into this fight. The Transcendence comes out just to secure. I mean, 65%, you don't really want to have the fight go on for any longer, otherwise you're in one fight territory there. A recall from Kevster, and now he has to put himself in danger. He has the pulse bomb, throws it on the Meg. That should be an instant D-Meg, but the backhand, the Gladiators are already dead. Kilo kills Kevster, and as overtime ticks through, the San Francisco Shock roll the Gladiators on Oasis and see themselves in the Mid-Season Madness finals.
Wow, look at that. I mean, look at it. They're just chatting it up, too. Gladiators, they're taking this one on the chin. They still have another life in this tournament, but for the Shock, they have secured themselves to at least second place. And that definitely has to feel good, especially after the performance that they put on during the kickoff clash. What a great showing from them today. What a fun match overall.
It had to go to 5. It just had to.
The hands of one of our teams going up against the Gladiators today. It's going to be the Atlanta Reign versus Los Angeles here. Incredible matchup, and we know what the Reign are like in these lower finals.
Just 3 really interesting and great stories early, so they decide to hold on to it. You have enough ultimates to just kind of run this back pretty fast and take over. And that's going to be Patty with a nice shot on OG, though, at range.
OG just getting caught out in the open, and yet Hawk still wants to be aggressive. It looks like Shu is playing quite far forward, and yet the call comes a little late to get on out. It's too late, though, as Arena caught on the back foot, and they're devoured by the Glads. Kevster will be searching eastbound. Ultraviolet's going to be a sound barrier towards the Tracer off early here, but eventually that will expire. And Kevster will make the stick. That is a yeet and a half. What a connection on Ultraviolet. Man didn't know what hit him. Now Kevster needs to complete the getaway plan, but look at the backup. Venom runs straight into him here, and the Gladiators are getting away with absolute bloody murder.
As they're going to nano Kevster as they send pretty much everybody to the spawn door of the Atlanta Reign, just stopping them from getting towards the point. It looks like Hawk trying to get there. OG not going to make it. And it's the Gladiators bouncing back after Atlanta got off to a good start. Really dominant the second half of that point.
Patiphan now looking for the blade. 64% and counting. Hawk unperturbed by the sound barrier here. If he can close the gap on Shu in the meantime, it'll be a big deal, but they've already lost Ultraviolet. Oh my god! The mechanics from Patiphan! Astonishing! Hawk can only do so much here. Maybe he gets a trade, and so he does. He actually gets both supports, which is really overperforming in this scenario. But still, dire straits for the Atlanta Reign here as they fall further and further behind. Hawk, oh, he slept, he didn't quite make his way into the backline, and Shu is going to slap him down. That's a comfortable finish for the Los Angeles Gladiators. Takes them a little to get their engine running. Let me give you some quick stats here. Kevster and Patiphan had 11 and 13 final blows respectively. Venom only one for the entire map. Really difficult for him to find a way in. He finds his way in, but sometimes he's doing it before his backline gets utterly decimated. The Gladiators are setting the pace right now, and they're looking to continue to take some big strides in map 2.
big is I think, but yeah.
Reiner. Okay, he almost got out there. Hawk able to find him at long range, but what's happening in the backline? Yes, Patty and co have snuck in. No one heard the pitter-patter of the Genji feed, apparently. OG at least is able to deal with him. Patty is absolutely ropeable about it, but it doesn't matter. OG tried to find a sight line and Kevster punishes. Hawk is going to be sheepishly backing up here. So, Shu by the grenade there, trying to keep Reiner standing. There is a nano here ready to go, and it's Patty with the blade. A little too easy for the man right now. What a deflect timing. Knew that OG would look to try and clean his clock, and he's going to get 3. Still Venom responds with a gravitic flux here, and Skew's going to kick him right on back. Kinetic Grasp buys Hawk enough time, and Venom tears shreds off the Glads. He doesn't want it. He doesn't want this smoke.
I just think he knows like that Kevster hits him once and it's all over. He's going to back up. They know that Reiner's coming right back, but no, it's typically, like you mentioned, we've seen Kevster play the Tracer and Patty play the Sojourn, but a little bit of a switch up here. That may have just been kind of what they were playing, some switches a little bit late. Both of them are so flexible, can play just about anything.
The biggest strength of this team. Patty's in. Oh, and he gets the stick. OG is scrap metal, but now he has to deal with Venom, who's very mad, but it's going to be a nano boost over towards Patty. He can stand his ground now. More than that, he's going to send the card careening towards the end of the map. Somebody is going to have to challenge him, but Reiner is able to find his way towards Ultraviolet. Just ruins him, and Kai is under so much pressure right now, dealing with the Doomfist. He's got no choice but to slide towards the cart. Definitely not the direction of safety, and the Glads are done with only 34 seconds in fairness. Okay, Nano on Reiner here, not on Patiphan, but Reiner's able to find some purchase on Kai. He's hit with the Biotic Grenade, still though, goes for that Primal. Some disruption here, obviously very effective against a more static setup. It opens it up for Patty to get rid of OG. Now, can you stagger this out, and how can you convert this into stronger defensive positions? They're the big questions here, Matt, for the Gladiators.
If they don't make that play, who knows what happens, right? Because Atlanta was doing pretty good on defense up until huge moment.
Yeah, Patty's actually being topped up from inside the hotel. Yeah, he has both supports looking at him, so it's a bit of a sort of misnamed duel there as he had the advantage. OG down, but Sleep there. Ultraviolet's so low. Needs to be careful of anything bouncing off those walls, but Kai's found skewed here. There's a bit to work with for the Gladiators, but Hawk, he still controls that high ground.
Yeah, and you still have Ultraviolet here who's been able to live through all of this. Is that huge sleep on a Patty and then be able to heal Hawk up. So OG gets back on the Lucio here to contest.
Kevster looking flashy, but in terms of result, isn't coming up with too much so far. Wants to try and pressure down as much as he can. He definitely won't have a drag in here, so he forces his way back. It's going to be both Arna's down. Venom looking for a pulse bomb connection on Skewed, but OG's going to finish the job for him. That's a great stick in Reiner. That comes over him there with the explosion rather, the pulse bomb. Still, it will just be Hawk on the point, exactly who you want to be there, and Patty dashes to the sky. Can't touch in time.
And more importantly, they don't give up a tick there. So huge defense there from the Atlanta Reign.
The pulse bomb stick on Reiner, who jumps in his direction, whether intentionally or not. Unreal. Kevs has found Kai. Hawk wants to make the play. Where's his flux go? Skew's going to transcend us that immediately. Patiphan has to deal with one of his own in the backline. Kevs is able to avoid the bouncing hyper series for the time being, but here's the blade, and UV doesn't connect the sleep, but OG's there with a foot of fury. He goes pretty low. Kevs is trying to wrap around on that left-hand side, but the Reiner trying to slow the tempo down. Reiner taking it slow. Skew going to get hit by the pulse bomb there. It's almost one tick. That's all they need. Reiner versus Hawk. Power blocking up, trying to punch, but Kai cuts him down, and the Reign get what they came for. Victory. Almost let it slip through their fingers, but that's a map secured. Not the start that Atlanta were looking for, but the Gladiators have been shown once again to be mortal, and the kings of the lower bracket are looking to make a meal out of them. Don't go too far, everybody. We're hoping for a long one.
This will be the walls, which will slow things down a bit. So, seeing the Gladiators to get a little bit of a break there.
Kevster gets nano there, probably just to get him out alive. But he's going to try and make some use of it here. Oh my, what? I think he hit a right click at point blank. Kai going to find one of his own there, which is pretty darn nice, but skewed from the low ground, picks OG out of the mix.
Look, as it looks like Reiner's going to get the nano boost. It's going to be 2 kills here for the Atlanta Reign. Do they just have enough players to stand on the payload, as it's going to be skewed getting back towards the cart is Reiner, and man, this looks like it's going to be a hold for the Gladiators. Is you think for the Reign you had that one opportunity, just not able to capitalize, as you get it very close towards getting it over the line, but not close enough, as the Gladiators a full hold here on Gibraltar. I can't really find anything as, okay, well, turns, looks, gets ons, but you've lost your tank, you've lost your tracer, and look at this, just going right for the supports on the high ground. Kevster on the Genji. I mean, he can do just everything. As Kai will fall, it'll be the Diva swap here for Hawk, just to get a stall, but it will not matter, as the Gladiators look tremendous on their map pick. They'll take this map, go 1 map away from getting to the grand finals here.
Don't go too far. I'm going to stick around for the rest of this series, so you bloody well better too.
Yeah, good work there, Mitch. You were great.
Thanks, mate. All today's work.
He struggled. The Atlanta Reign play this. They don't want to push forward right here, Mitch, right? They don't want to go running into that high ground.
We're just not incentivized. You might as well just wait for the Gladiators to come to you, because they inevitably will. And look at the Atlanta Reign. That's why they give up this much space. Hawk stunned briefly there. We saw Kevster going with the poles. Oh my, 2! It's perfect! The perfect 2-piece from Kevster. Oh, that's just going to gut the Atlanta Reign straight away. What a haymaker.
Yeah, and Atlanta doesn't have much progress, right? 13 meters. This should be pretty easy to make up, as we were on with Kevster. We got off him for a bit. Let's see. Ooh, right on Ultraviolet. Looks like OG just playing around the same corner.
Yeah, it's protocol to move into that corner.
Yeah, they come out really fast here, and they want to fight. This is not going to allow the Gladiators to take the lead.
I like that opener from Kai there. And yes, yeah, Atlanta Reign making... Kevster's able to find his way in and remove the offending Ana. Reiner gets that health pack, but Hawk's fine. No one's pressuring the Doomfist down right now, because Patty, you're kidding, when it achieved the butt scratch while the Reign were busy elsewhere.
Feels like every time as well that Kevster is able to come up with a pick or 2 in the back line, as here's going to be that sound barrier engage again. It's not going to work out as well, though.
Patty clean. He hits so many of those rails during the overclock, and he has one saved up for Kai. The Reign need to get it together right now. You can definitely see they're starting to fray at the edges somewhat. And Hawk doesn't want to go too aggressive here. He knows how important winning this fight is going to be for his team, but Reiner sends him off the bridge. He'll drop down to try and contest, but they've lost Patiphan to a pulse bomb from Venom, and here come the Reign. They're starting to push. Reiner's going to be caught in the back corner, and a pulse bomb thrown at Hawk is not enough to take him down. Look at the yellow line. Look at it. It's so close. They need to deal with the personnel at the top of the bridge, and it's just funny Astro. They'll get there, Matt. They'll have a butt scratch of their own.
And the Gladiators are just throwing bodies at this. And Atlanta has been able to get a pick, stay alive, as now looks like the Gladiators may be starting to fight back just a little bit. But that is going to be the lead switched over. Not quite the Atlanta. Oh, no, not quite yet. It's difficult to see, but it looks very close to being over towards the Atlanta Reign.
Yeah, frustrating for the Reign. The fact is the Gladiators got a bit of extra push from Patty, because he got those 2 kills in that previous situation. As long as there's a yellow line on the ground, the bot hasn't managed to lap the other team.
It is.
Kevster gets a pulse, a pulse bomb in the back pocket. Both teams with sound barriers here. Kevster doesn't connect the pulse though. Keep an eye on the numbers. Venom's able to dash back onto the bridge itself, but Reiner is taken down. But still has a move because Patiphan is turning up. That's 2 already with the overclock, and Venom's trying to hold his ground. Patty under a lot of pressure here, but he gets a nano boost. He's stuck. He goes down as Kai gets rid of Funny Astro as well in the Reign. Finally break through. Reiner can contest from that high ground. You're kidding, Reiner. Okay, just the one. Hawk barely alive, and the Reign had the lead. There's 30 seconds left. Gladiators have to do a lot of work here. Catching Hawk would be a great way to start, but he gets away. Kai pops the overclock. It's go time, he says. Reiner trying to dodge away from him, but the Gladiators need to stick to the bot for the time being. They go aggressive on Kai, but he slept. Reiner had to get out with a meteor strike here. He'll have to drop into a position to get healed, and he can't. He thinks he can get a kill there. It's a big risk to take, but there's a trade. Ultraviolet is down. In a longer fight, this isn't going to benefit the Rain at all. Kai brought to his knees. Patiphan trying to pressure those in his backline, but Venom's found 2 kills, and they're both supports. No healing left for the Gladiators. They got a hold on regardless. Hawk is taken down. Kevster gets a brace, but look at these health bars.
Oh, this Kevster is so low. He's going to
There's a ball.
right onto the barrier.
They're going to get there.
Are they going to be able to touch? No!
The Gladiators get it done. The final seconds. It's just too far away for the Rain to get there. Tantalizingly close, and that's where the series ends. It's a game of inches, millimeters.
Man.
And the Rain, it's just out of their grasp.
Dude, they started to clutch up there at the end, the Atlanta Rain. Just not enough. And it's just Kevster and Patty at the end. We talked about, these DPS battles throughout this series. And they come up clutch there at the end. I think if you're the Atlanta Rain, maybe you would have wanted to take that fight when you backed out a little bit closer towards the Gladiators side of the map and giving yourself a full wipe, as I think the Atlanta Rain know that is one that they battled back and maybe have given away. Because that is a really tough, close series between these teams. And you got to feel for Atlanta. They battled back in that map specifically. Thought they had a chance to move on, but Gladiators too strong.
Oh, man.
Welcome to Game Break, everybody. I'm here with Shu from Los Angeles Gladiators for the post-match interview. Shu, congratulations on the win. That was a clean 3-1 victory for the Gladiators. Now, how'd you guys get it done? Right. I think first things first. I think we always think that we are a great team. The other opponents were really good too, but we always tell ourselves that we are a really great team and we're always better than our opponents. So I think that really came in clutch. Not only that, for me personally, I really wanted the revenge against the San Francisco Shock. So that was sort of my drive. So I think I focused up really well. I think all of our teammates as well did really, really well with the same thought. So I think that also helped a lot. You mentioned about the revenge, so my next question is actually about that. So yesterday you guys lost to San Francisco Shock, but you guys are moving up, and it's time for some revenge. Our next match is going to be the Midseason Madness finals. Gladiators versus the San Francisco Shock. Now, what can the Gladiators do differently this time around in order for you guys to get the revenge and also be crowned the champions? All right, I do think that I think one of the biggest mistakes that we made was we made a lot of mistakes. Our opponents, San Francisco Shock, they weren't perfect either. They made a lot of mistakes, but we made more. I think that's what led the Gladiators team to lose. For this match, however, I do want to say, give me 1 second. Let me follow up. I sort of forgot my translation. And Shu adds saying that yesterday was a San Francisco Shock day, but tonight or today is going to be the Gladiators day. All right, Shu, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
And big congratulations on the win. And also, good luck on the final. 자, 파이널에서 파이팅 하시고
파이팅.
좀 이따 뵙도록 하겠습니다.
And welcome back, everybody. It is the moment that you and we and everybody has been waiting for. The grand final here, the Mid-Season Madness tournament. You have the San Francisco Shock going up against the LA Gladiators, who have persevered, albeit through a brief run in the lower bracket. Now we get a rematch of the upper final. I'm Achilles. I'm joined as always by Avril, and we'll be guiding you through this best-of-7 series.
6 days to get here, 12 teams from across both Funny Astro and Shu. Patty looking to respond now, working towards that plate. He has to be available. He has an extra HP.
Takes a little bit longer to build it up, but does manage to find Mikey, getting that killing blow with the melee hit at the very end. Now the blade's going to be pulled through, dashes across, finds Finn, finds Sam, looks for a little bit more. Violet keeps him at an arm's length and will force him to retreat, but Violet himself is still in a precarious position. Does come out on top, all things considered, but the Gladiators are once more in control, keeping things nice and even. We get the point touch, they force out the overtime. Patiphan around the back. He's looking for a target, saw proper hovering low. Has a hack out of the Mikey, just kind of using him as an old battery as you typically do. As a summer, but the sleep is absolutely massive and proper. It's right in on top, and the kill comes through. The Gladiators down a member, having to fight back, having to try to persevere. The nano goes in as Mikey goes low. Dives into the back line and Shu, he cannot, nor does Funny Astro. Proper gets right underneath of him, takes down the Lucio, and it seems like that is going to be it. The OT will bleed away a celebratory primal and rally on the back end, as the Shock will claim well 176%.
He's ready to go now, putting a lot of pressure on Mikey. Mikey has to leave.
Looking for it. There's the stick. There's Finn gone. Look, that was a hit on the Mikey, but Finn is going to be the one who eats it in the end. Violet as well taken down, so no supports, no tank. Proper. Sam just looking for anything that they possibly can, but we'll just get picked off at the end by Kempster, who's starting to heat up. Gladiators once more regaining control, this time a little bit sooner. It's a shock hit 24%.
And once more we find ourselves at the critical timing. Cole's available for Violet, but so much more is available for Glads.
89% now. Pulse bomb out from Kempster. Not going to find any purchase. Mikey going to be antied out. However, Patiphan is able to finish him off with the Rail. The Coalescence just not enough healing throughput. They're trying to keep him alive. Pulse bomb. The stick. Not going to connect. Get the sleep into proper. And Funny Astro is there for the alley-oop. He gets the elimination. Violet's going to be taken down. The overteam bleeding down. A last-second touch from Finn, but he's got nowhere to go other than the grave. And as this bleeds away, it will confirm that we are, in fact, going to a final round. Neither team going down without a fight. Go ahead and extend this all the way over to Lighthouse.
Shock holding onto a lot of ultimates in what could be last fight very soon. The mines are out.
Mines invested Nano as well here onto Reiner. Trying to keep him sustained. And oh, what a snap! Snipes him right out of the sky. Could have used the dupe to try to go for the iframes, keep himself protected. Now the body block is there, just trying to deny point access here to Mikey. He does manage to slink his way through. There's this proper dodging and ducking around the back. The pulse bomb now at the ready with the sound barrier shield coming through. Means that he's going to have to hold on to this at least for a little bit longer, trying to whittle away at these shields. Patty, however, has slid away from the rest of the squad, slid away from the point. That makes some easy pickings here for the rest of the Shock. He gets cleaned up. Sam once more going to be taken down, seemingly just locked into the respawn room, but Shock look to retake. And back over onto the point, occupying it, looking for the flip, and they're already at 97% of the Gladiators. Have to keep this one contested. The dash forward, they're looking for the supports. Pulse bomb going to be lobbed in, this time no stick for proper, no elimination. And with Violet going down, the Shock might just have to reset. Dude, but they need to really play this out. Why Lucio dupe? And yeah, I was going to say with their ult economy, but the Lucio dupe comes through. Sam trying to heal some people up, trying to weave in some of these left clicks, build up towards that sound barrier so they can win out the fight. Slow going, and it will be expiring here in about 2 seconds. Gets the beat, drops it down. The shielding now going to expire. Violet taken down moments before by the pulse bomb from Kempster, but the flip was there in the meantime. Shock retake control. Finn, however, now going to be eliminated. That's going to be a supportless side of the Shock. The mines come through to occupy the point. Kempster falling lower, takes the recall out, puts a hell of a lot of damage down to the proper. He tries to make his exit, but Kempster finds him in the end. The flip still needing to be there, though, as the contest continues from the side of the Shock. The boom pin, Kempster, I think he was blinking to the side, actually. Goes straight into the mines and ends up going down, and that could be catastrophic. Violet returns. Reiner claims the kill.
Astro has bait.
Look for a little bit more. The flip comes through. The Glads now back in control as they look for some cleanup kills, get some staggers. They will be able to keep this map going. Reiner consistently getting whittled away at. Heels flying through.
Keeps the cashing up.
This is a bit of a battery, trying to get that Nano ready to go. Does have a nice little lead over Finn, and Mikey's going to be taken down. The beat is still going to be used. Pulse bomb in, finds Violet once more. Slamster strikes him down. And as you say, proper slept. Funny Astro once more gets on top of him to find the elimination. The cleanups come through, and the Gladiators, they will manage to persevere. A great fight to take at the very end. They clean it up. 2-1, but back and forth between both of these squads. It is the Gladiators, however, drawing first blood to kick off the series. And Funny Astro says, pick Ilios one more time. Just impeccably played, so very back and forth the whole way throughout, and that is what we have been asking for, and that is what we hope continues throughout every single map in this series, not just Control, not just Ilios. I want to see this one go the distance. Give me 7 maps. I am fully prepared for it, and I'm sure the audience is as well. That's map 1 out of the way. We'll see if this can be tied up, if the Shock can't answer back with yet another map pick and try to get a victory. We'll see where they take us for Hybrid when we return. And we are back, just 1 map into this grand finals series. The Gladiators narrowly being able to edge out the Shock and take the win here, 2-1 on Ilios. And a lot of it on the back end had to do with Shu and these consistent sleeps that he was finding on proper. We saw the game-changing one, the game-breaking one for the Shock on Ruins, and he does it once more here on Lighthouse.
Absolutely. I mean, this is Shu coming in for his role star. Once again, one of, if not the best flex support that we have in the Overwatch League. Gigantic sleep darts there. Wanted to prop off on, I believe it was V for Reiner as well. That's where you expect it to be weak. But for the Shock, because the expectation is that Kluge runs Diva, he's actually going to come through on a Winston. They have duped the Gladiators. However, the Gladiators, once they notice this, Reiner should be going back towards either Doom or Winston when they scout the Winston. I think this is better for Gladiators because they have the scouting advantage. They are attacking first. Once they peep what is being run on the defense here, Reiner will change. There's no reason to run a Zarya unless Kaluj is going towards a Diva. And the Diva so far, I believe, has a 100% match win rate or near 100%. So no real reason for Shock to change unless they just want to kind of confuse the Gladiators. There goes Reiner. He's going back to spawn now. Is it going to be Winston or Doom is the question. Doom has been the preference for Reiner for a lot of these maps, and the answer is Doom.
All right, there's a swap up. Skepster as well, moving off the Genji, goes over to the Tracer. Nade used by Violet, just getting that boosted healing out onto his teammates, keeping them alive. And Patty fights proper. Deflect already burned, I do believe. The headshot comes across. Big opening now for the side of the Gladiators. They look to take the point. Nano boost going to be used, goes over towards Kalush to try to keep him alive as he zaps away. Reiner falling lower and lower. Moves into the back. Will manage to find Shu, and Skip gets taken down by Sam's nade as well. Now no supports, no tick picked up. The Gladiators looking like they're going to once more have to reset and go again unless they can find this kill on a Kalush. They do manage to occupy the point for a little bit longer here. Patty sliding over, gets up over top of Kalush, finds that kill, and they're actually going to be able to turn this on its head.
Yep. Amazing by Patty. He outplays Sam there, but can proper outplay the rest of the LA Gladiators. He's back in. There's not enough time, though. He would love to play. He's been stunned out. Here we go. The trance, but they cannot touch. That's too late.
They get blocked.
Couldn't get there.
They get blocked. They can't make their way through. And now the trance gets burned for absolutely nothing. No contest. The cap is there. Nearly 4 minutes in the time bank for the side of the Gladiators. They are going to be so very happy with that as Reiner waited to respawn, spams out the C9s.
San Francisco Shock in that time had built up an extra nano, so a little bit more even now. Nano going on.
No nano clock. There's the sleep. They wake him up though. Reiner right back into the action. Nano going to be used on the Finn just to keep him sustained.
No nano blade then.
For another target. He's skewed, moving forward with the Transcendence rolling with the card, however, not moving at all. Now skewed as soon as that ult expires, he ends up falling. But Patty and Kevzer, they manage to find the enemy supports. They clean him up, they get Sam as well, and with Kaluja antied out, he does end up falling. And Card can finally start moving over towards the bridge here for the side of the Gladiators.
Again, burned to try and save point A.
Just here now to the edge of the bridge, Patty taking a bit of damage as there's a fight happening over onto the ramparts, and Kevzer manages to win it. Sam trying to take that high ground around the back, but Kevzer says no. Shuts him down. Kalush jetting over the side, looking to put some pressure here on a Reiner, but the card is moving forward. They have to go for the contest. Finn going to be popping the Transcendence. This time he is able to get over towards the objective. But the pulse bomb from Kevzer flies through, and Violet taken down, had already used the Immortality Field. Seems that the Gladiators not going to be stopped this time around, not going to have the time bank drained down any further. That'll be the cap going through for them, and now it's going to be 2 minutes and 40 seconds as they breach the castle walls. Possibly can.
Nano for sure.
Knows that it's going to be too risky to just try to lob it in, but takes quite a bit of damage. The Nano once more going to be built up. This time it goes over to Reiner as he looks to build up some energy. Currently at 67. Self-destruct goes out from Kalush, looks for a pick, but I think it actually lands on the chandelier. The card right now is not going to be contested. They finally manage to get the touchback through as he does re-mech. Sam slept, however, Patty gets on top of him. The headshot rail goes through. Made out onto Reiner. They're trying to keep him sustained. So it's working a trade. Finn taken down. The window's out from Violet, but Kevster pulls the blade, shuts him down. They clean up the kills, and the push comes to completion. The Gladiators managing to finish the map with just 16 seconds to spare, but crucially, they have time in the bank. Proper dashing forward, pulse bomb at the ready, avoids getting rolled across by Reiner. Stays hit for now.
No good nano targets.
To find a headshot. Yep, Sam going to be taken down. Taking down Sam, but
bit of a
the
joke
card
that's
now
not going to help you at all. Can they initiate a dive on towards Finn, though? That could be another target. At least you get good scouting when you do have the Sombra. He's going to get the Sombra. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, the pile driver doesn't even connect, but it doesn't matter.
Reiner and Kevster, and also Patty.
Oh, Violet.
A lot of damage being taken. Okay, well, Reiner slept, but he just kills Violet anyway.
Yeah, takes a little nap. Says, you know what? I've done my job.
Wait a minute, Sam.
Question mark. Okay.
Did he get hacked? Was that a hack?
That's all I can think is that he got hacked and went off the side of the map.
Sam is going to play counter spy here. Both teams just going to go towards the Sombra, losing maybe a little bit of
he sees both supports.
Confidence in the Sojin. Maybe he can't find the rail charge, but
Panic goes ahead, jumps out of there, translocating. Jump over the top, low on HP. Or if Harmony goes his way to try to keep him alive, and Finn, he's going to be popping the Transcendence now. It's just him and Prover playing this far forward. The rest of the team is all the way back.
I don't know what happened. He slept. He slept.
I have no idea. Now he's going to be slept. They look to get on top of him. The anti goes through. Kevster finds the kill. Runner once more gets violent with a minefield. And what in the hell is happening? This went from such a clean initial take from the side of the Shock.
Was it
5.5 minutes. Now 5 of those minutes are gone.
This is huge. From the Gladiators, they have 4 ultimates, and the Shock are reeling. They have nothing to work through. They need this nano coming on through.
Dash into the back. The pulse bomb not going to connect. Doesn't get the elimination. It's going to be Shu taken down to the opposite side of the field. Denying that Nano. It's Blue now just trying to keep this cart occupied. Nano invested. Keeps this Diva nice and safe.
Where's Patty?
Has the self-destruct to use to try to buy some space. Patty, the EMP comes through, gets the hack out onto pretty much everybody on the side of the Shock. I think
no dive though.
Able to avoid it, but there's no dive, there's no kills coming through. A nice anti does connect on the 2. Violent under some fire, and they cannot keep him alive. Self-destruct goes out, will find Skewed, but not before Sleep Proper. So now there's no support. Proper going to be taking a nap here. The Sleep Dart connecting from Shu as they try to keep Reiner alive. 29 HP. He crashes through. Manages to get that boop across, and now it's just going to be Patty and Kevster versus Proper, duking it out, trying to stop this push from coming through, and they will be able to do it. Proper gets pushed away. The defense is there. The Gladiators win out another map. They are halfway to victory, closing out yet another victory on a Shock map pick.
This is going to have to be a long series for the Shock now. Thankfully, it is not a first to 3, not a best of 5 here. Not quite a reverse sweep required from the Shock, but still a mountain to climb. This was another Shock map decision.
All I know is that the Gladiators are now 2-0 up in this grand final. The San Francisco Shock not finding purchase whatsoever, and they need to start answering back. As you said, they're not quite in a reverse sweep situation, but if they can't win on their next map pick, they absolutely are going to be. So it is going to be a must win as we turn our sights over to Escort. We'll see where they go, if they can get a win when we return from the break.
Here as well.
Yeah.
Sleep onto Mikey as Arms
there we go.
Finally get one back. Okay, opportunity Gladiators. They can use this 5 versus 4. They need to start taking some map control. They have both high ground and their payload push into where they want to, and now they are able to convert further. Look at that.
Oh dear, yep, it's falling apart here from the side of the Shock so far on this point A. Gladiators just push through. Ons just right up against the backside there of Mikey. Does not care. Knows that he is perfectly safe as we'll take a look back at the opening pick. That led to this spiral out of control.
Oh, that was
nice
sick.
One. Slim margins to work with, but spots the feet, gets the head. And now the point broken open and capped. 4:45 in the time bank for the Gladiators to work through as they enter into the hangar.
And pay attention to the ults as well. Mikey only just got the primal, so Shock couldn't quite get those ultimates online. Arns continues to get picks here. This is great from the Gladiators. They're able to snowball effectively off a single snipe of the Kilo. They get the point A capture. They have, or about to get shuttle control as well.
Denies the sidelines, but oh man. Great shot there. Hits Reiner, but Ons gets Violet once more. Coming up with a massive kill to open the fight for the side of the Gladiators, who now can start moving the card forward, and this is just such a wash here. The cleanup coming in, Violet in desperation. Violet Transcendence making his way out of the spawn room just to keep this card contested. 0.66 meters left to go, but he will die, and no one else can get the touch in time. You can see the Desperate Reaper coming through. There's some ults in celebration popped. The Gladiators finished with 1:31 in the time bank.
Let's take a look at Arns again in terms of how he set all of this up. Boom. Oh. You also notice a headshot coming through from Kilo onto Reiner as well, but of course Reiner's a Winston player. Violet gets killed, and this is just a further snowball where Mikey, after being slept, can't do anything about it. Shock did not respond with anything there. No frags. Violet would love to trans, but he was the first one down. Kilo swapping over towards a Tracer. Arns getting that kill once again. They lose all sniper pressure. Arns can now freely snipe, assuming no one jumps on top of him. And free him for sight here as well.
Spying out everybody there. Minor contest from Proper. We'll be able to build up towards that blade a little bit faster. Nano in the meantime invested over to Mikey, and he's going to be slept once more. Pushed back away as they hold up the right-click charge. Put a hell of a lot of damage down on him as well as the anti, but so far he has not died. Reiner now coming to the reinforcements as Ons again gets Proper in the head. I swear, Ons, he's been a sleeper agent. That's why he has been performing. I spoke the magic words. I initiated the code. Ons on sniper, and now he is awoken.
But in the finals now, in the most important game on his map as well, a very important Escort, right? He needs to be the player to take control, and he certainly is. That final boys, making it 13. Arns is back online, and Shock have no answer.
Stepping away from the Tracer battle for just a moment, gets that Orb of Harmony. Kilo Imprecise pop, goes up on the top, looks for Ons, but he manages to juggle back around the corner. Kempster, however, taking down Violet. Able to start things off. The right foot forward, and proper fine skew. 2 picks now here.
Still got a final
attack. Violet gets another one, putting the team on his back. Primal gonna be popped, Reiner. Looking to delay this, drops back down, contests the cart for a moment. Retreats down into the spawn room, gets back out. 1.88 meters left as Kempster finds an opening kill. Finn gonna be eliminated, but now Kilo gets Reiner. The Transcendence is there from Violet. Shu tries to go in for the touch. Will get picked off one after the other. The Gladiators members bleeding down. The finish comes through in overtime for the Shock, but they still have their work cut out for them. A minute added as we get ready to go into extra innings to 2.5 for the Gladiators.
Old Violet coming on through on that Zenyatta like we saw on previous seasons, 2020 season, 2019 as well. Hans, first blood onto Kilo. Here we go. This is where the Glad start to feel a little bit more comfortable. Again, no time for the Shock. Can't really afford to die much more than that. 30 seconds remaining. Every meter counts.
Overtime. Now rolling through the cart once more, steadily being inched forward. Reiner playing up. Keeps this one locked.
Shoot, nearly nano.
Go back in for the touch. Somebody's got a touch. Oh my goodness. Slim margins. Mikey almost gives his life for it, but now Ons gets an opening shot on the Finn, taking Liana's head off.
Nano's here.
So a little bit more. The Nano goes out. Kempster gonna be boosted up. Doesn't have a blade, but it might not matter. Dashes through, finds Violet. No supports here for the side of the Shock. Mikey with a sliver of HP, 9% shy of the Primal that he will not be able to build up, and that is as far as it goes. The Gladiators have a very real, very achievable win condition as they look to move up 3-0.
In terms of distance, it needed to be a lot more. That was a pixel from Arns as well onto Kilo. That is the Arns that we know and remember. Look at the ults. Finn had already used his nano. He was forced to use nano onto Mikey a little bit early on. This is what I'm saying. You need to be able to save these ultimates if you can longer, because it has to be a final fight victory here for the Shock. Glad's now multiple ults coming on. Nano blade available. Primal as well. And they're going to open up with odds. On the proper.
Kilo's dead. The DPS taken out of the fight. Odds once more delivers and skewed. Plays off the back of it beautifully. Finds Kilo. The rally going to be canceled out. The Primal Rage from Reiner taking down a Violet. They've cleared the cart. They've gotten the push. The Gladiators once more win out on a Shock map pick, and now they bring this to match point. A 3-0 as the coaching staff from Gladiators dropping trash in the chat. Absolutely beautifully done so far here from the side of the Gladiators, and we were teeing this up going into this map, and now it has become an unfortunate reality for the Shock. They need to pull off a reverse sweep if they want to be victorious, if they want to be holding their heads high at the end of this as the champions of the Midseason Madness, our first international tournament here in the 2022 season. Otherwise, they might just be going out not with a roar, but with a whimper. The Gladiators hungry for the win. We'll see if they can close it out as we once more go to a Shock map pick for push. Back. Presence known though. Starting to sneak forward, gets on top of Kilo, and look at the dive coming through. They're gonna have the nano him out of the neck, but there is the stick to put him in the grave. They say ult speed, damn, you are not keeping him in this fight. Proper will finally get his hands dirty, taking down Shu. A key pickup, but Skew once more. Finding an elimination for himself, takes out Proper. The bot getting shipped back here. But now Patty gets the kill here on the Finn. The Transcendence popped, skewed, keeping everybody alive. Discord Orb out onto Mikey. He's going to have to make his exit. The bot once more in control of the Gladiators, continuing to advance forward as Violet goes down to the back end. A massive stagger. Oh, okay, well, shoot. Throws the sleep, fails out of the high ground. Just leaving Mikey there as Finn uses the Transcendence. The bomb going to be thrown down. Runs into the back, goes right alongside the bus, but Gladiator still managing to trade up. Kilo and Violet both getting taken down. Mikey hacked. So they say, okay, let's just keep moving this bot forward as best as possible. Proper's the only one keeping it contested here for the moment. Does manage to find an elimination, taking down the Zenyatta, but it's quickly taken out.
Supports
will also get taken down. Proper again, just ducking and diving around, trying to keep this bot locked into place, but he does his damnedest. It's not going to be good enough. It will manage to make it checkpoints, and the forward spawns are there.
Yeah, they have to back out now. Look, they don't have supports because Shu and Skew died in that fight. Look at how far away Skewed is.
You're right.
Shu has only just managed to get towards mid, so Proper, he saves the Shock there. He single-handedly kills, like, I think 3 players, including the supports. So the trades matter for the Shock there. It's not enough that the Gladiators win the fight. They have to win the fight cleanly without dropping members. Otherwise, you have to back out.
It's
just Patty. No one there to help him.
Making some calls, trying to go for this dive. Reiner kind of getting bogged as he goes for it. The sleep connects. What a shutdown! Violet stays safe, and Patty, he's just got to translocate the hell out of there. Shock once more, winning up the fight cleanly. The dive does not come to fruition for the Gladiators.
Well, that's the one thing that's good for the Gladiators. They have ultimates, but they don't have Kevster. They need Kevster for the dive.
Yeah, he's trying to set up a play perhaps with that pulse bomb to open the fight, take down a support, but he's unable to do so.
EMP or nothing.
Finn, currently without that Transcendence, there's the recall proper, just denying Patty the damage. Overtime starting to bleed away. Gladiators have so much distance to cover. But right now, hovering around the midpoint. Patiphan,
no EMP,
having to jump away.
He backed out.
To be used, and Ryder's going to be taken down. Opening kill found. Skewed, falling lower and lower. Shu trying to dump some healing into that Zenyatta and keep him alive. Kepster just managed to find one, takes out Kilo, but the trade back is swift and it is brutal. Proper finds two. Finn finds Shu. The OT bleeds away, and we are not done yet. This is the first in several necessary steps if the Shock want to be victorious here today. But they get it done on their map pick here on New Queen Street. They fight back. They deliver unto us a series, not going down without a fight. Firm handshakes between the orange-themed teams, Shock and Fusion on New Queen Street, looking great. Yeah, I mean, they've managed to get that win. Now, though, the thing that is going to be a little bit concerning is that they are out of map picks. They need to continue to win back and forth over and over again, get a reverse sweep on the Gladiators map selections. We'll see where they decide to take us for control when we return from the break, but do not go anywhere, guys. Shock looking alive. Can they continue it? Can they carry this forward and make it a 3-2 scoreline after the next map? We're going to find out in just a few minutes. Too much as far as the EMP charge is concerned. Mike's going to be taking a nap here on the point. Reiner gets on top of Violet, but Finn answers back, finds Kevster. Now Shu eliminated. That's the support's gone. The pile driver from Mikey waking up and turning things into a nightmare for Funny Astro. Reiner needs to try to survive this. He's just so very low. Rotates out. Help back. Not there. They pile in. They get the kill. Shock should be able to hold the point from here. Patiphan just contesting it for a moment, but has to translocate out.
Here we go, Glad's now coming with the rest of the team, still waiting for ultimates to come on in. Nano is about to be up, hack onto Mikey.
Pulse finds one, Kepster getting an opening kill. Mikey gonna be antied out, still hacked, trying to stay alive, and eventually does get hounded down, so finally the Gladiators will be able to get this flip. Proper only able to find Funny Astro here on the back end, looks to make his exit out. Pops the recall, now puts himself in a bit of a bad position, and that's gonna be a stagger. So Gladiators will be able to go ahead and hold this, now at 10%.
Oh my God.
Shock 62. What?
Real Torb in the Grand Finals, by the way. Actual Torb from Sam in the Grand Finals. This is either 900 IQ or 9 IQ. We're about to find out which one it is. To be fair, the turret is pretty annoying for Kevster and Patiphan to deal with, pretty annoying for Reiner to deal with as well.
Now has it ready to go. He's going to pop it immediately. Still going to try to zone them out, try to stay alive. Immortality has come through. He's going to drop down aggressively, cleans it up, and Reiner gets the follow-up kill, taking down the entire kit of Sam. Funny Astro traded, however, Proper finding that elimination. Shu now going to be taken down as well. Proper doing incredible work here for the side of the Shock. The support's out of the fight. The flip getting ready to come through the Shock. Might have just done it. Sam playing bait, and there you have it. No contest to be found. The Shock will be able to pull the rug out from beneath the Gladiators, taking Night Market for themselves. Let's take a look at it. Pressuring out, and I mean, Funny Astro, I mean, he had his sights turned to the Patty, but he just turns them immediately to the supports as he spots them jumping forward. Clean up.
Mikey has been naded.
Does expire though. He manages to stay alive. HP bars. A bit erect here on the side of the Shock, and Patty will chip away at Proper. The rail good enough to kill. Funny Astro going to be taken down, however. Mikey finding that elimination. Going to give Violet now the lead towards the sound barriers. Patty's just doing his damnedest, trying to find something. They get the sleep out. They have the nade down. Mikey gets dropped. Good cleanup kill coming through. Now in control. Only 29% established this time for the side of the Shock as the Gladiators go ahead and take it away.
86%. This is going to be live territory for the Shock.
4 HP. Pops the recall. Stays alive. 91% here for the side of the Shock. Anti goes out.
No recall. No recall.
And Violet in dire straits. They need to get healed up. Proper managing to stay alive for a little bit longer. Moves over. Grabs the Mega Pack. Mikey, however, going to be eliminated. Proper dashes forward. Manages to find Kevster. The flip is there for the side of the Gladiators in the meantime. Shu falling low. The heals start coming through. Funny Astro keeping him alive. Proper still holding on to this pulse pump. Has not let it loose yet, but now they find Ryder. They get the stick for the Meteor Strike is there. He makes his exit. Patiphan gets Proper with the rail. Gets the elimination. The Nano now expiring. He looks for Finn. He's going to find the kill. Sam off screen takes down Shu. As they are back and forth here in this fight, but the Shock, they need to make a decision. Do they reset or do they continue to fight it out? Looks like the play call is going to be made to go forward. The beat comes in, Finn gonna be swapping over onto the Moira as Sam cleans up 2 kills. They're looking for the flip back through once more, and they're gonna have it. The touch is there, Reiner this time able to contest it, but he's so very low on HP and ends up dying on the return. Finds the kill, the blade now coming through, jumps forward, gets on top of Shu, slices and dices him down. It looks for a little bit more, will be able to clean up Astro. The OT starts to bleed away. Kevster gets the touch. He forces it back up to a full bar, but the cleanup comes in as Proper once more fills the kill feed. And it is a 2-0 on Lijiang Tower to get a second map win. The San Francisco Shock are looking to pull off the reverse sweep. They take another step in the right direction. What a play from him. The rest of the team, Sam looking incredible, coming out with that Genji, finding the impact that they so desperately needed from him in those initial early maps. Now the whole team looking fired up, looking unstoppable. We'll see though, the Gladiators still do hold on to match point. It is not tied up yet, but 3-2, the scoreline. Shock. Can they continue to run it back? I do not know, but we are going to find out. Do not go anywhere. This series continues to deliver time and time again. You do not want to miss it. Kilo on the hunt. Here's the shots coming through. Gets one tag-on, taken down. Mikey gets on top of him. Finds that elimination, and there's the Infrasight pop now. The enemy Widow out of the fight. A minute
the Nano, there it is.
Remaining. Here's the Shock. Try to keep things moving forward. The Nano comes out. Proper has to make his exit. Sitting here on the ceiling, but oh man, what a set play. Jumps up over the top, gets the zap. Shu nails him with the ante. Nice little combo coming through. Now the Primal gonna be popped. Just juggling Kilo up into the sky, and Hans escapes shoot, he takes him down. Beautifully done. Diving to the back, just looking for any additional that they can possibly get. They take Violet low. They should be able to confirm this kill in the end. Takes back to grab the mini pack, and maybe it's not going to be good enough yet.
Oh, hang on, the trance. In the meantime, what's going on here?
Scoot is juggled well away from the rest of the team.
Scoot's out of position. He's very out of position.
Trying to push forward. Trying to save him, but they cannot do so. He gets taken down. Kevster now pulling the blade, trying to turn this fight around, spare them some blushes, but it's 2 members dead for just Kilo off the back of the Dragon Blade.
Why was Scoot so aggressive? You have to play the back throw, allow Reiner to go in with the Primal. He can save himself. He's a Winston with 1,000 HP. No reason for Scoot to be that far up. Yes, he got pushed in by Mikey's Primal, but for Mikey's Primal to even put him there, Scoot already has to be very far.
Kilo swapping over to the Sojourn. Now the rally coming out from Violet. They group up around him. Shots flying. The deflect now going to be burned. There is the Nano boost. The blade getting pulled. Anti out onto it, but he still manages to find the kill. On to On. Sets up for Mikey to get the double kill onto the supports. Reiner, a rude awakening as he is struck down. It is a team kill. They might have an opportunity to maybe touch back in, but it's On's the first one to respawn. As the Widowmaker, not going to be good enough. Kevster now swapping over onto the Tracer. Needs to get there in due time. Dashes forward just shy of 2 meters left. The Transcendence. Scoot escorting the rest of the team forward. Pile driver from Mikey not going to connect, but now On's going to take it down as he swaps over onto the Soldier. The sleep is there. He gets woken up. The Primal does get popped. Violet juggled around a bit there in the back lines. The Discord Orb still focus fired onto the break, but he's not taking any damage. Scoot taken down. Shu once more eliminated, and as the Primal expires, Reiner's life will as well. The cleanup coming in. The finish comes through. The Shock, they get to the end of the map.
Infrasight can be important here. Instantly dropped.
Yep. Pops it. Kilo aware of where he's at, wants to try to reposition, but obviously
Light lives again.
On's gonna know everywhere that he goes. Mikey diving into the back, does get antied out, does fall low. Discord Orb still through onto the Winston, pops the Primal Rage, trying to stay alive. Beaten and battered, falling lower and lower. They still do hold on to that mana, but there you go. That's the kind of shot that he needed. Violet gonna be shut down 5% away from that Transcendence, but Mikey nanoed up, dives into the back, managing to find Shu. Will be traded as Kevster and Reiner manage to dive together. They get on top of Finn. Proper low HP. The cap is going to be there. 4 minutes and 8 seconds now for the side of the Gladiators. Big opening kill there for Mons when they needed it.
Mike will get a kill here, so there's going to be a bit of a trade, but with Mikey staggered, this is important because Shot can't set up for defense until Mikey returns. By the way, Violet dies on about 98% to Trance. You cannot overstate how important that was from Arns. Talked about him going for Violet a number of times. He missed twice. But the third shot rings true, and the third shot, dare I say, was the most important one there as well because it prevents Violet from clutching with the trance. If Violet doesn't die, then he trances, could be a very different fight.
Again, rolling down the minefield at the ready. Off angle.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh, okay, On's getting a melee kill on a Proper, and it is just an explosion of death as Mikey will be the last one to fall. The minefield beat down. It's not going to achieve anything as everybody else on his team dies around him. 2.5 minutes now for the final stretch on the side of the Gladiators.
Look at this. They're going to eat some mines for ult charge. Arns gets a further kill. We talk about Arns need to come online. He was asleep for the first half of the game, but now he is certainly here, getting a couple of really important kills.
Firing, Ons now has his available, pops it immediately. Starts setting his sights over towards a target, sends one over towards Violet's shield. Finn low, finished off. Kevster gets on top of the Yana, finds that kill. Now Violet's gonna be gone. Kevster cleaning them both up. Mikey, sliver of HP, dead. And this could be massive for the Gladiators.
No ults. Shock don't have ults. Gladiators have 2 more available, including a blade, a nano blade as well. I don't know. They have to go now. Kilo has to go.
Okay, the slide in. He's gonna be focus fired though. Cleaned up the ball, trying to get there in time, but it's just not fast enough. And that is a massive gap between the two teams now. 2:24 for the Gladiators to just the 1 minute of the shock. They weren't able to get much done on Gibraltar. They need to get some distance here on Dorado. On's looking for the pop shot. Spots him. He and Kilo not going to be able to get the shots there, but Kilo gets a follow-up hit. Reiner taken down.
Big punish. How much distance now? What can Glads do? Can you re-engage it without Reiner available? It's really difficult to re-engage, and almost another kill there as well. Shu barely survives. Also not so lucky.
Kilo continues, he delivers once more. Mikey gonna be taking a nap, but there's no one to try to pressure him out without that Widow headshot. Something needs to happen quickly here from the side of the Gladiators if they want to hold this. They need to find a shutdown. OT now coming in. The dive into the back, they find Skewed. They get that elimination. On's up on top of the doorway, but needs to find some kills quickly for the team to play off. But Kilo gets another headshot. Takes him down, Kevster dead. And that is going to be your cart contest eliminated as Reiner's got nowhere left to go, no primal to play off of, and even if he did, he would have to hold it. Finn will find 2, and there is the cap that you were talking about. As long as they don't Shang 9 this, they can get some distance. From Reiner diving into the back lines. Not too far off from the primal. Should be able to build it during this skirmish. Proper in the meantime. Spotting Reiner for a moment. Reiner antied out. Doesn't have the primal up yet, and Kilo gets him in the head as he tries to leap out to safety. Another massive opening here from the Shock's Widowmaker to get the second kill with Kevster taken down. Proper now rotating around the back. He sees the supports. He's playing off the infra site. He starts pressuring them out. Now
they can't get staggered. They can't get staggered.
Dashes over. They've got 2 players here. Ons gets a point-blank headshot to go ahead and shut down the Tracer, but he gives his life for it. Violet continues to just occupy the card, bring this further forward. The San Francisco Shock, an immense amount of distance, opened up now. Ult online for the Gladiators, and they need to gain control here shortly.
Nano blade. Kevster
out. The blade pulled. Gets the deflect out. Finn taken down. He throws his own nano, but now Violet going to be carved up. The support's gone from the side of the Shock, and this could just be the resting place of the card. Ons will get 1. Proper the last man standing now. Recalls out and knows that it is done and dusted. He tries to preserve his KD, I suppose. Makes his exit, but man, for a minute start, this is still fantastic from the side of the Shock. Take a look back at this. This is all the way back at the beginning here from Kilo. Misses that initial shot. Oh, slim margins. Reiner thinking that he was safe. Kilo says no.
No one can hide.
That shot into Reiner as well. Put him to critical.
Oh. It's just Kilo killing Reiner as he tries to exit, just denying him time and time again.
And again, he doesn't have primal, so that's another very impactful kill. I mean, Kevster dying there, it doesn't really help, but Reiner being on 95 is another situation where the timing of the kill is everything there for Kilo. Because had primal been there for Reiner, Glads might have been able to initiate an actual fight.
Proper.
Nano's available.
Hunting for a target, receives the Discord Orb so they can track him now. He jumps into the back. He's looking to out-pressure Ons. He takes him low and he manages to get him in the end. The recall, back up the full HP. A massive pick-off here for the side of the San Francisco Shock. The nano used on the Reiner as well. He's in the back lines, but he doesn't have that primal range. He gets cut down. Mikey managing to survive. It's a little bit of HP for him. And with that HP bar, Finn can go ahead and get the Transcendence ready now by healing him. This should
Can't afford to get staggered.
Damage should have been done.
10 seconds. Kevster has to touch. He's the closest member. He's still alive. And the Glads are into the OT. Primal should be coming up this fight. Double support ultimates for the Shock. And Kilo has the infra sight. The next pick could decide everything.
The card touches there. They forced out the overtime, but now they have to stay glued to this. Infra sight nearly up for both of these Widowmakers. The primal rage now online for Reiner. Holding it. The rally through from Violet to start things off. On's dead. He tries to grapple away, but Proper chases forward, finds that kill. Kilo goes for the jump shot, not going to be able to get a connection. Reiner still holding on to the ultimate as long as he possibly can. Transcendence has been burned. Antied out. Mikey falling lower and lower. Needs to get some heals, but Finn is going to be taken down. That cuts the healing down considerably. Kilo taken out. The primal. They managed to cleave him down. It seems like the Gladiator's not going to be done yet. They do get the cap. There's still a chance.
They can't get off now for the rest of this offense. A couple more ultimates can still be there. Shu and Arns looking at them. Proper with the pulse bomb. Proper has been keeping a lid on Arns. He wants to get in on this winner duel. It's not just about Kilo versus Arns. Proper is getting on top of Arns now as well. So Gladiators have to be aware that there is a Tracer going for their sniper and they have to protect him. There are ultimates online for Gladiators. They can still snowball this one. San Francisco Shock have fully reset properly now. There has to be at least 2 to 3 more fight wins for the Gladiators to get this.
Yeah. They do at least have some ults to work with. The Infrasite's still not being popped. On's now going to be using it, as I say. Pulse bomb goes in, though. Reiner going to be taken down. Now it's going to be on the supports and the DPS to stay stuck to this card.
Gladiators need to trade. They got it.
Best right now is Proper. Will fall. Ons gets Violet. They get the kills. And suddenly it's just Kilo. The cleanup comes through. A massive amount of distance now for the Gladiators as they start pushing forward. The Nano Boost still held. One more fight.
Mikey has the minefield available. Violet deciding what he wants to go through. Lucio, Xander's got it. No, it's going back to Ana. San Francisco Shock can touch this one. Kilo going towards the Sojourn as well. This will be the final fight. A Shu Nano available could go on to anybody.
Mikey.
This Nano can decide
Mikey. He's
touch,
he's gonna touch! They can't do it! Not like this! Unbelievable! The Shock, they set the stage. They get so close. One more map to try to tie it up, make it a 3-3, go for the 7th and final map, but they cannot do it. The pressure applied, Mikey is so low, he cannot touch. Proper does not arrive in time, and it is a catastrophe, heartbreak for the side of the San Francisco Shock as their run in this grand final comes to a conclusion. It is not the great bout, the massive explosion of death, the battle that the Gladiators want to win to get themselves a victory is just a simple Cloud 9 at the end of it all. The Gladiators take this series 4-2 in the end. They are your mid-season madness champions. And I cannot believe it.
What a way to end things out. This is Overwatch. This is Overwatch 2, I guess. So many C9s that we have seen, but it ends up being the biggest one in, I mean, considering the stakes, the final fight to take us maybe to a map 7 Shock looking for the reverse sweep. And there is not going to be a touch, but the LA Gladiators are going to go back to back, sent to the lower bracket. The players embracing, I mean, they all know what an insane game that was. Nearly a 4-0 at points as well, but it delivered. It really did deliver. And this is the Gladiator squad now that get to hang their heads high. And I mean, goodness, I mean, the 3-0 lead to start things out with a Shock nearly coming back. What a mid-season madness tournament.
As if they didn't go through enough pain the first time around, we'll go ahead and take a look at it once more here to see exactly what had transpired at the end of that map. And it's just unfortunate.
It really is, and I would have loved to have seen what happens on the 7th map, which I think from the Gladiators POV probably would have been the Midtown. That was one of the key map picks from earlier on as well. But yeah, it's sort of the payload coming on through, right? It's you see a ball flying on in, but it's not Mikey. It's indeed Reiner instead. I do have to say though, despite it being, I think a little bit of an upsetting ending for the San Francisco Shock, they have to be tons there from odds. You have to be at least a little bit, proud of the fact that they took this one to 6 maps, nearly 7. I think this one deserved to go to 7 as well.
Akarapol and Achilles, thank you very much. I am here with the Mid-Season Madness Tournament champions, the Los Angeles Gladiators. Yeah!
So now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Your 2022 Mid-Season Madness champions, the LA Gladiators. Congratulations, you guys.
Yeah! All right, interview time. All right, so I have a lot of questions, but let's start with Shu today. You were the player of the match, and you said that you had some stuff to say to the camera and all of our viewers who are watching this right now. So please say whatever you want to say.
West better than East.
All right, can I please have Coach Smash? I have one question, Smash Coach. Coach Smash was the mastermind with the team right now, and I do wanna quickly ask you, because Gladiators, you guys only had you guys had less than 24 hours to prep for this match, and yet you guys still dominated the San Francisco Shock. So I want the details. Like, what were the strategies involved for the finals match? 자, 일단 오늘 경기 오늘 경기에 대해서 어떻게 보면 24시간도 안 된 어떻게 right. Didn't really expect the Ilios pick, but we were very much expecting the Eichenwald pick. And I knew that they were going to come out with a Diva pick, and you know we really didn't have an answer for it, but thankfully the San Francisco Shock with the Diva, they really didn't do much, and the fact that we were able to get them out of the Diva competition, I think was a very clutch moment. That was the strategy for the Los Angeles Gladiators. All right, Coach Smash, thank you so much.
I'd love to ask Unter a question if you could step up. Unter, back-to-back champions for 2022. What do you think you've been able to do to instill in your players such a championship DNA?
I think we just taught them to talk shit a lot and to enjoy their games. I mean, every other roster in the league is mid, so it's kind of expected that we're going to win. Just make sure that they're having fun while they do it.
Love to hear it. Love to hear it.
All right, and last but not least, let's can I please have a Kevster? Hold the trophy. Yeah, I'm just gonna give you this mic and let you talk to all of your fans or whoever is watching our broadcast right now, because you were a standout player, I think, throughout the whole stage. So please.
Well, first of all, I want to thank all the fans. I think it shows that it helps us a lot, and I think we're really proving that we're the best team in the world now. It's kind of easy at this point, really. Yeah.
All right, round of applause, everybody. That is it from me and the Los Angeles Gladiators. Desk, take it away.
Thank you very much, Danny, and congratulations again.